All right, we got Anthony Caucci here. Thank you for coming in, sir.
You got it.
Long day?
Yeah, been pretty good. Pretty good day. Yeah.
So the first thing I wanted to get to was I have to look down to say it, Kai Sai Wing Chun.
Kai Sai Wing Chun. Yeah.
Now, how did you get into that? When I saw you doing that, because I watched some of your YouTube and looked you up and the book that you got and everything else, and I said, Kai
Sai.
Yeah, Kai Sai? That's easy. Kai Sai?
Wing Chun.
Wing Chun. So how did you get into that?
I was 9. Yeah, I saw a Bruce Lee movie. Just that simple. I said, wow, that's good shit, And back in the days, we had the Yellow Pages, and Bruce Lee said in the movie, Chinese boxing. And I never heard of that. So I'm in the Yellow Pages, and, it's karate, everything's karate. And there was this small little piece in the corner that said Chinese Boxing Institute International. So I said, all right, Bruce Lee said Chinese boxing. And then it mentioned a style Jeet Kune Do, Wing Chun that Bruce Lee had taken. I knew that. And this school just happened to be a few miles away. It was the only school in the United States.
Really?
Only
and
school.
you just happened to be right
Just
by.
happened to be right
And
by.
where were you living at this time?
I was in Miramar.
Okay.
I was just in Miramar, just moved there.
Okay.
So that's Broward County. And, yeah, my mom took me, and, man, that was it.
So you started this at 9.
Yeah.
If you go to the next, right there he is, but if you go to the next picture, in the photos you can see him, he's kicking some ass. So you've been doing this since 9 years old.
Yeah.
And is that like a jitsu type of thing? Or
No, this is kill the guy as fast as you can.
Really?
Mine, the Kai Sai Wing Chun is. Traditional Wing Chun's not like that. Doesn't look anything like this.
Okay.
The whole idea of this is to, once there's an entry, once there's contact, is to capture the person and slam their head on the floor. So if you can, that's the way. So sometimes it's from the front, sometimes from the back. Sometimes you just break their neck. But, the ultimate finish is a head slam. And that's
so
it.
what are you doing here? So make that smaller, and then and just go to the second picture. No, smaller.
You want to see this one, right?
No, I want hit the green button. Hit that. I don't know. It's this. Go to photos. Hit the back button. That one there, and then blow that up. Now, what the hell are you doing to
All
this
right,
guy
so
here?
so I was telling you about getting behind someone and smashing their head on the floor. Well, you can't always get behind them. What if you get a front position? So I've got his back leg hooked. I got my hand behind his neck. So as he falls, I'm going to land on him with my body weight as his head lands on the concrete.
Wow.
So that's a finish right there. That's a good shot.
Yeah, so these are devastating blows.
Oh, yeah. The whole idea is, it's not self-defense. I would say it is, but you're not going to go out and you're not going to go into a tournament. There's no rules. There's no gloves. There's absolutely nothing. Everything goes. Everything. Bite, pull hair, groin, spit. Doesn't matter.
Like Fight Club.
Fight Club has rules. Can't poke. Can't poke the eye. Can't bite. But this is. We got techniques to where the biting of someone actually can maneuver the person to where it gets you in a better position. Someone gets you in like a front bear hug type of thing. You can bite their nipple, and it'll make you let go. Trust me, you get bit in the nipple, you're gonna let the fuck go real fast. I got bit in the nipple.
Did you let go real fast?
It's the worst. You know what? And someone gives you a titty twister.
A titty twister.
Imagine a bite on the nipple.
No,
holy
thanks.
Shit! And your whole mind is out of the fight for a split second, and that's the point of some of these what we call a mind hit. You bite the nipple, pinch the nipple, kick the groin, jab the eye, and your mind goes out of the fight. It gives you that second or two you need to get in a better position. So it doesn't matter what position a person gets you in, you can get out of it. But the problem is with these other styles like jiu-jitsu and UFC stuff, the rules. And the rules are in place so the fighters aren't broken. You're going to break a fighter with no rules, they can't fight. Someone's going to lose, and more than likely that guy can't fight again for a long time, if not ever, if you have no rules. You take his eye out, career's over, one fight.
Now, do they have these fights going on, or it's more of just a training?
No, this is a private group that was came from a guy named by Christopher Casey, and he was what we think CIA, definitely CIA, because his father-in-law was CIA, and they tried to recruit him. Now, Mr. Casey he loved martial arts. So from a young age, by the time he was 25, 30, he had black belts in karate, everything you can think of. He had a photographic memory. So imagine this, knowing martial arts, okay? And he used to do this little stunt trick, or whatever you want to call it, when, if he had a student that he was serious about, they'd come to his house, and he'd have a dictionary over there that thick. He'd say, open it up, pick a word. So he'll tell you the page and the definition. Anywhere. Anything. Just boom. Any word, page, and definition. So when you're teaching someone like that, they only have to see it once. Guys like me and you, we got to see it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a month sometimes to get things down. He'd see it one time, and that was it. But he wasn't very fast. He wasn't very tall. He was about 5'6". He wasn't athletic. He had a bad eye. But he was a genius when it came to fighting, So he said, okay, I need to come up with something that I can't rely on my speed, my strength, my physical abilities. And he went from his job took him to Taiwan, Germany, and the U.S. This was his little thing. He sold international reinsurance, whatever that is. It's bailing out insurance companies or something like that. And after doing something really huge for the Taiwanese government, they asked him, is there anything we can do in reply, as a return the favor type of thing? And he goes, well, I love martial arts. You got anybody who's good in Taiwan? This is early 70s. And they laughed, good, we have the best in the world.
Right.
Because when China turned communist, everyone fled. They went to Hong Kong or they went to Taiwan, because the good fighters had money, and they fled before the flip. So they had, Yip Man, I believe, went to Hong Kong. Lo Man Kam, which is his nephew, went to Taiwan. Shen Mao Wei went to Taiwan, and there was, at one time, they were called the Five Tigers. They were the best of certain styles. So they say, yeah, we got the best here. And he goes, can I learn from them? He goes, well, which one would you like to learn from? And he goes, well, I want to learn from all of them. Chinese culture, you can't do that. You have to pick one. It's like being in the mob, but it's not. You got to pick a clan. You stick with it.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, let me work with each one of them and figure out who I want to. And he was a good talker, too. He was really good with people. At the end, he turned around and said, listen, I'm not Chinese, so I don't have to really go by your traditions of one teacher. And he came up with a couple fazools, paid some people, and they all loved him because he was easy. He was an easy learner
and paying
and paying, right?
Yeah.
And he had the best of the best for years. He'd go an hour with this guy in the morning, and then another hour with the other guy, and just
full-fledged going.
Full-fledged.
Okay.
I mean, hours and hours and hours a day. Then he took what they were teaching him, which was traditional stuff. And the thing about the Chinese is, when it comes to fighting, they don't like to change tradition. They just like to, still today, the Wing Chun is like as old as it was when it first came out.
It seems like that with everything they do, though. Like everything's traditional. Like
right.
They're not really into modern medicine.
It doesn't
They'll
work.
sell it to the end, but they use herbs mostly.
Yeah.
And the things that they drank, their tea,
Mm-hmm.
they've been drinking that for 2,000 years.
Right.
The fighting's been the same.
Exactly.
I mean, you're right. They're extremely traditional.
Right. So when it comes to fighting, it's like taking a slingshot to a war now. A slingshot was caveman, and now we got bombs and shit. So they don't like to change the way they fight or the way their styles. They want it has to be this. Even if you say, well, this is better and you can prove it, it's wrong. So Casey, respectfully, Mr. Casey, they named him Kaisai, meaning victorious in every encounter. So that they gave him the name Kaisai. He took what they showed him, and then, all right, he refined, all right, get rid of this, add this, and he made a nice synthesis. I can't even say the word 100 times. And he came up with this thing he calls Kaisai Chinese boxing, a little bit of each style. But the Wing Chun, I took his principles and applied them to the Wing Chun, same thing.
So you took those principles and then developed your own
right towards the Wing Chun. And the Wing Chun is one of the teachers he studied with was Lo Man Kam. He had Wing Chun, Tai Chi, Bagua, Xingyi, Fukian White Crane, Chin Na, Swai Chow. He had all these guys, and he put all this together, and he made a synthesis. There you go. And he called it the Kaisai synthesis. And but you could take each style and add those principles to it.
So you could add a piece of everything to one, and then you have a whole, and now you're fucking shit up.
Right. So my thing was Wing Chun.
Yeah.
So I just took the Wing Chun and the way he thought and added it to that, and it's completely. A Wing Chun person sees what I do, they would say, well, I see a little Wing Chun in there, but I could show them everything I do is Wing Chun. Each move is hidden in there, but they got the blinders on.
Yeah, they got the blinders on.
Open up, man. I can show you every time you turn your hip, there's a kick there. I'm like, what? There's 8 kicks in Wing Chun. I said, I can show you 50. I taught a seminar in the UK, and they're really big on Wing Chun over there. I mean, it's
in the UK.
In the UK,
really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
There was 200 people at the seminar. They got together,
Get the
and
fuck
man,
out of there. 200 people in
200 people.
See, I wouldn't think that would be big in the UK.
Yeah, it's huge. Wing Chun is huge in the UK. But when I got there was a problem. I'm teaching people how to kill. You can't do that in the UK. Someone breaks in your house, you can't kill them.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you get these snap their neck, and they're like, well, you can't do that here. We'll go to jail. I go, well, what if? No, wait, they broke. I'm explaining to them. No, they broke in your house, and you got a kid, and you got to kill them. They go, no, we can't. We got to hide, and we got to call the cops.
What?
I'm like, what? They go, only if our life is like in danger. I said, so if they got a gun to your head? He goes, yeah, well, if they got a gun to my head, yeah, we could do that. I said, how about a bat? And I go, no, if we take the bat from them, then you can't do it. I'm like, this is like bullshit. That's why you don't see the cops on the street carrying guns. They got little batons, and they got to have a special police force that has the guns. So their laws are...
Well, yeah, what's their laws on guns in the UK?
I'm not sure.
If you can't self-defend, it must be pretty...
It's got to be tough.
Strict.
Yeah. And not even all the cops, they carry sticks and a whistle.
They don't have any gun on them?
Certain cops do.
Like
not
a 22?
Not all our like all our cops have a gun?
Yeah.
Goddamn librarian over here has a gun.
Yeah.
Over there, no. Yeah.
That's true.
It's true, right?
Yeah,
What'd you say? What? No. He came at me with a book.
Yeah. You stole the book. Boom.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to teach them this stuff, and, they liked it, but, it's they just need to block and punch and get out of there type of thing. But, if someone's coming after your family, it's not going to cut it.
Because they can't do anything. And then what you would call self-defense, who knows what the courts will have to say about that. Right?
Exactly.
So, you know how it is.
Right. So you can't even have a gun in your house. I mean, that's like out. There's no concealed weapon. There's not a weapons permit over there. You can't have a gun legally. Can't have it.
Now, do you know what their crime rate is? But like is there...
it's probably...
Has that helped them?
Yeah, I mean, because, if you don't have a gun and you're going to go into someone's house... But there's a flip side to that, because the person inside the house doesn't have the gun either.
Yeah.
And that they probably can't kill you, so it's kind of safe for the burglar.
Right.
They catch you, maybe you rush around on the floor for a while, and if you knock them out, you could still rob them. If not, you better run out the window.
Whereas on the low, this would be a good thing to learn, because nobody can have a gun.
Yes.
You could whack them out this way if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
And self-defense, you got in a fight.
Yeah.
So actually, this would be good to learn over there.
Yeah, you could hurt someone easy, and you could even make it look like an accident. Oops, I fell on his head.
Yeah, because when you're crushing them, that's actually what you're doing.
Yeah,
right?
you're falling on
them.
Yeah,
when you're putting an end to it, you're falling on them.
Yep, it could easily. It's not like you got there and you pounded him to death, and
right.
There's a video camera. Even if a trained eye would have to be able to say, okay, I got his head in this perfect position, and I tripped him, and my whole body lands on his head. Oops.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. I tripped. Didn't mean to land on his head. I didn't mean for his neck to end up in that position, paralyzed. But when you start pounding on someone, then you can tell it's obvious. Yeah.
So you were trying to do this in the UK, and then
they were very impressed. They'd never seen anything so brutal.
Yeah.
But fights, I said, look, how long should a fight last? They're thinking a few minutes. I said, no, it should be a few seconds. A few seconds once there's contact. Once we touch and we're going at it. 30 seconds tops. If two guys are doing Chinese boxing or this, 30 seconds.
It's over.
Someone's getting a better position, and their eyes out, or their groin, and it's over.
Yeah, because it's that one split second of not paying attention, and you're done for.
Someone, two people can't stay covered perfectly at the same time. Someone's going to get a better position. Someone's going to get the finger in the eye, and that person would, slam your head on the ground.
And I thought MMA was, or UFC, I thought that was tough to watch.
Yeah. Now, even the UFC in the beginning, when there was no rules, they had no gloves, like when the number one came out.
Yeah.
They had no gloves, but you couldn't eye gouge. You couldn't.
I don't think you could elbow, right?
The first ones, yeah. You could headbutt. You could do anything in UFC
Yeah.
1. It was headbutt. I think you could even stomp on them when they were down.
Really?
Yeah. You couldn't eye gouge. You couldn't bite. I'm not sure about the small fingered locks.
No fish hooks. I remember.
No fish hooks back in the first one? Yeah, okay.
And what's a fish hook again?
Fish hook is this. So when someone's on top of you,
Yeah.
you can reach around and get the inside of their mouth,
Fuck that.
and it gets them right off.
Oh, no.
Now, I mean, why not?
That would hurt.
It would hurt, but it's not that dangerous. It's
Yeah.
not that dangerous. Fish hooking the eyeball, yeah, because you reach around, like get into your eye socket, and then you hook into the skull is what you do. You don't just get the eyeball. You actually hook into the
You
skull.
get into there.
Into the skull,
Yeah.
yeah. In and around the eye comes out. You hook into the skull, and that can turn them over.
You just made UFC look like
There's
two cats playing with
Yeah.
that are declawed that are trying to get a toy.
Yeah. So in the UFC, as the time went on, it got. Now I think if you put your hand on the ground, you can't knee them. But in Japan, when I was in Japan, they had the pride fights, the pride tournaments, and those were interesting because at the end of the year they took the best fighters. Unlike us in the UFC, it's an elimination and then there's a championship and 2 guys train, right? The pride tournaments, they took, I think it was 10 guys or the best guys that were doing good, and they would fight all that night, and it was an elimination that night. So you could have fought 3 times that night.
Yeah.
And if you got unlucky and you just fought and you won, you got to fight again. And this guy might have been sitting down for 45 minutes, resting.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Because I know the world champion in Jiu-Jitsu, who's in here, great guy,
Right.
Cohen. Great guy. Very impressed with his intelligence and everything. And he's champion. So now to defend that, he has to beat 2 fighters back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So where did he say? Excuse me. Cancun. They're doing it in Cancun, the rematch.
Right.
Or for him to defend his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's him and 2 guys. So I fight you, you beat me.
Right.
You're still not champion. You got to beat Rob too.
And he's fresh.
And he's fresh.
Right.
Now, if you don't beat him, you got to fight me again.
Ah.
Like you got to win too.
You got to win 2 in a row, back to back.
Back to back.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. And there's not like hours of rest.
No.
What he say, like 20, like a 20-minute break. You get cleaned up, maybe half an hour.
That's still not a lot when you're fighting for sometimes 30 minutes
Right.
on the ground wrestling.
10 minutes, he said. For
Yeah.
10 minutes. So hopefully he takes him out in 3, so he has. But say it's a tough one,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes 9 minutes. You only got 30 minutes, an hour to recover from that.
Yeah,
And
jiu-jitsu.
then you got to go again. Yeah, and then you have to go against Rob, who's been just sitting there, relaxing, probably moving, fresh, and you
Right.
just went through 10 minutes of the struggle. You got to win both to defend.
You're
it.
saying jiu-jitsu, right? So it's
Yeah.
ground fighting. Yeah,
Yeah, it's that's what it was. Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I get confused.
So they got
all these
they got a
different
lot of rules. They I think even in the jiu-jitsu tournaments you can't do a wrist lock.
You can't. You can slap.
Right.
You can slap.
Mhm.
What do you say? You
Open
can slap
palm.
here. You can
Right.
open palm, but you can't. Not the whole hand. It just only like right here.
Mm,
So if you're listening to like Spotify, it's only like the palm of your hand,
right.
or it might only. It's one of the two, either like your fingers or the palm. You can't go full hand.
Right.
Like half your hand you can hit, and the big thing is basically just getting them down,
Right.
and getting them in a lock,
Right.
and that's how you
You
get
gotta
them.
submit them.
Submit them. I mean, and then if it goes the whole 10 minutes, then it's up to the judges, and who the
Right.
fuck knows what happens then.
See, when it comes to getting a guy in a lock, those are bigger locks. Like you got to get the arm, you got to get the shoulder, you got to get a choke. And those are hard to get.
Yeah,
A pinky's really easy.
yeah,
Really easy.
and that hurts too.
And I don't care what, if the guy's got you in from the rear and his 2 hands are here, you're not going to get him in an arm lock. but you can easily reach over and peel the pinky off and end the fight. But they don't allow that in jiu-jitsu. They won't allow it. You snap the guy's finger, and now fight's over. Number one, the fights don't last long, and two, he's got a broken hand.
Yeah.
But these small joint locks, they're...
My grandpa used to go like this and push down. That all you
that
got to do is
little thing
push
right
that down.
there.
That hurts
Yeah.
like hell.
Yeah.
I used to. He would get pissed and he'd grab my finger, and I mean push.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want? The fuck you want me to do?
Tell you something funny. My daughter was maybe she was 18 months, maybe 2 years. No, 18. She couldn't speak, and I had started to show her finger locks, right? And she's still in the high chair, and we're in a restaurant, and she's got my finger, and she gets me in a lock. Got my pinky, and she's got me good. She's got it against her chest, so there's, it's called an ambush. There's no wiggle room. You can't get out, right? If you got a finger out here, you can slip out. She's got it against her chest. She's got me deep, and she starts she's cranking, and I'm like, I'm like, stop. And I'm in a restaurant. I'm about to stop, and she's laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like on my feet. She's this close to snapping my finger. So I got to take my thumb and I pop her in the eye real quick with the flat of my thumb, right, just to spook her, and she lets go. And I was like, man, that was close. And she was like, she didn't cry, but I hit her with the soft part. But man, she was that close to snap. And we're talking 18 months.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to. You got nothing here to resist.
There's nothing there.
Now, when you get 2 fingers, you get stronger. 3, it's easier, to resist. The whole hand. Yeah, but she had my pinky. So,
and now you're done.
Now you're done. Nah, the pinky's weak.
And you've been training your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And before we came on, you were showing here she is.
Yeah,
look at this girl. How old is she?
Now she's 9.
She's 9 years old. This girl's got 66.8 thousand followers.
Crazy.
That's just follow her, give her not like she needs my hit follow. Sabella, I don't know what you're doing, but it's working.
And let's go to that. Now tell us about this video here, the first one.
Well, the COVID shit came out, and we're like, you know what?
I think you could play Instagram.
Yeah.
Can I play it?
Yeah. Look at Anthony fucking shit up. Dude, well, actually, she's fucking you up. You just know how to block her. That's crazy. Did she just stay standing when you threw her like that?
But she do what?
Did she just stay standing when you tossed her off of you like that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pick her up and throw her.
Who is this girl? One that you don't want to get in a fight with. And then I think that one's good too, right?
Yeah, that's good. There's one where she's doing her just some trapping hands where she's just unbelievable. So that's right there. That in the middle. Oh, look on the left. You guys familiar with basketball? Anybody?
Yeah.
That's Giannis. Who's that? The Greek Freak? They call him.
Yeah, the Greek Freak.
Click on that, Rob.
Yeah. So we met them. And,
oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
If he stays straight, he's gonna be something special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my Kobe bobblehead.
Hey.
There you go.
That's cool.
Oh my god. Nice to meet you too. Can you show us like a move?
Look at her.
Can you go slow? Can you go like, let's go like this, let's face this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7, 8.
And if you don't know who that is, he's probably in the top 3 in the NBA right now.
11 business.
Yeah, they were really good guys.
Yeah.
Really good guys.
That's cool, man. She's good.
Yeah.
At 9, quick.
Yeah. She's fast.
She won't have a problem defending herself.
I
That's
don't know.
for sure.
I don't know.
I just can't get over the 70,000 followers.
And we haven't put a video up in, I don't know, it's been almost a
I
year.
don't know. Maybe we need to go to her and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
honey, how can you teach us how to do that?" Yeah.
So from that little video we did over there, it was because COVID hit. We said, you know what? They weren't making no productions.
Yeah.
California was closed. I said, we'll make a movie. So we started, and then I showed it to some film guys, and they said, we're going to film the whole thing for you. We'll collaborate. You produce, we film, whack it down the middle. Deal. And this weekend, was it this weekend? Sunday, yeah, right for the weekend. So Friday night. A few days ago. Friday night,
right, yeah.
We filmed scene 1 in the bedroom where she wakes up in the morning and does a couple things, and so it's starting.
Who wouldn't buy into that? You know, I mean.
But when you see,
especially mothers, like you wouldn't think it, right?
Yeah.
But Anthony, mothers will love this shit. You know, that have like a little daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the mothers, like you would think this would be like a guy thing.
Yeah.
I bet this is just as much of a guy. This is probably more of a woman mother thing than a guy thing.
And then you got the women's power movement thing going on. So
yeah, they're all into that.
So there's an end fight scene that is it's unbelievable. She beats the crap out of me.
How long are you planning on making it?
It's gonna be about 40 minutes.
About 40
minutes. It's a real pilot. So,
yeah.
And then they're writing out the other 8 episodes, and they're just gonna put it up. And once they see this first one, it's a.
So you'll do 40 minutes, hand it to them, let them chop it up.
Yeah, we'll do 40 minutes, show it to them. Maybe we'll just publish it, let everyone see it.
Yeah.
And then just present it to, and say they're gonna say, well, it's already written. If it's already written, it's you show them one thing for 40 minutes, and you don't have the other 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But when it's all written out, here's the cash. What do you need?
Yeah.
Because the first one's going to be a hit. There's no doubt.
So you'll do the first one like the pilot, like you said,
right.
30, 40 minutes. And then assuming that they go with it, which I don't know why they wouldn't because there's nothing like this around, then they'll make 8 episodes of that at like 30, 40 minutes.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you can't say what network, so don't fuck
No, you just go to anybody. I mean, they see that, it's going to be a hit. There was 4 movies that came out, Ip Man 1, 2, 3, and 4, all box office hits. And it was the story of Bruce Lee's teacher, right? Her Wing Chun's better than his. The actor wasn't really a Wing Chun guy. He was a martial artist, but he wasn't really a Wing Chun guy. So when if you're a martial artist and you watch the movie, you could see they speed it up, they cut the angles, they do all this stuff. There's nothing.
It's all
This
natural.
is all real, wide angle, no cuts. I mean, this is the real stuff. And she's so fast, we learned to slow it down because then the average person can't see what's happening.
Yeah.
I watch and go, what was that? So then I went back and watched these movies, and I'm watching the beat, the punch beat. It's going 1, 2, 3, 4, and they add the sound effects to make it a little real.
Yeah,
so,
they got some guy in the sound guy doing
going
this.
cheek. So
I never knew that.
Yeah, so then I'm watching Jackie Chan movies, and he's not going full speed either because you just can't see you can't catch the technique. Then once in a while they'll throw something super fast, but it's nothing important, just a bunch of punches. But, so that's how it's going. Oh, that's a nasty one right there on the bottom left where she's stomping on my groin. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. That's kind of a funny. Yeah, that one. If that's the video.
Oh, hold on, I gotta block that off.
Yeah, the whole video's there. Someone just so that's the joint locking we were talking about, right?
Ow, dude.
There's your fingers that dropped on your throat.
Oh, man.
Are you wearing a cup?
Yeah, I got to put put my hand down there.
Right.
Yeah. So she does a lot of.
Yeah, I was getting worried for you.
Yeah,
I was starting to wonder if you're okay.
Yeah, and there she's 8.
That's crazy, man. Good for her.
Yeah,
she ain't
good.
Gonna take no shit.
Hit that volume, but I
can't.
Won't do it. I think cancel.
Yeah, right here she's just teaching
an
application for a double punch.
Yeah, this girl.
I pity the first guy that tries to fuck with her. I can't. That's not gonna end well.
No, I don't think so.
It's not ending well.
No. Imagine she finds the guy's got a girl on his phone. There's not going to be any yelling and screaming. There's going to be your eyeball's going to be on the floor, pal.
What happened? Maybe
well, at least you don't have to clean up the dirty work. She can do it herself.
A week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, we were at a park, and there's these 2 wild kids, little boys, running around like fucking maniacs. And I'm watching them, and I'm like, where's their parents, right? And it's the grandmother's watching them, of course, just to get them out of the house. And Sabella's up in the monkey jungle, whatever the hell it is, and I hear her screaming. Stop, get off me, stop. So I get up, and then I hear, someone screaming, crying. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Shit.
She cracked that fucker, boy. She cracked him good. Yeah, she cracked him, and she came running down she was so upset that she had to hit the guy. She said he was pulling my legs. He was going to pull me off the thing, and I said, stop, stop, stop. And my mind said, I see an opening, bam, and just clobbered him. And the guy went.
The guy that she clobbered was his parents there?
A grandmother. I mean, she was on the other side of.
She
wasn't paying it. No, these two kids were animals. These kids were like.
She laid him the fuck out.
She laid him out, and he went curled up in a ball and started crying. And all the kids in the playground like, oh my God, what happened? But it was self-defense.
Imagine going back to your boys. I don't care if you're 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And you're all fucked up. What happened? What happened, Tony? Nothing. Just fell out of the tree. Meanwhile, 9-year-old Sabella, girl who's thin, just knocked my socks off.
So she goes, let's go home. I feel bad. I said, no, you don't. We're not getting kicked off the playground. That's for sure. Okay, you just go back. I said, just do me a favor. If you crack him again, make sure he's either one on the ground or not near the edge. I don't need you to crack him and him to fall 15 fucking feet.
Yeah, that's all we need.
I said, don't do that. Just make sure he's got a good spot to land, whatever you do.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll be messing with you again. She goes, all right, we'll go back. She had fun. That was it.
And now you were saying when you had her, there was an issue when she was born.
Right.
Right? And what were you saying that happened?
It was supposed to be a quick C-section, right? They said we'd be home the next day. And the doctors, I was listening to those fuckers, they just want to go in and out and make a buck, right? So I'm eavesdropping, and the anesthesiologist says, I don't think we should do this today. Something's not right in the blood work or something. Something's coming up. And the guy goes, yeah, we'll do it. Everything will be all right. So it didn't register until after. So she has the baby, and she's got the blue thing up there. She can't see what's going on. Really, I can't see what's going on either. Apparently, they take all your guts out and put it on the table during a C-section.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's what they take it. Yeah, they cut you open. They put your stuff out. Yeah, that's what I was told. And then they put it all back in. I was like, oh shit! I didn't know that.
I thought they just did a slice and pulled it out, and that was it.
She goes, but now you have all that stuff there, and I'm like, okay.
So they pull all that shit
out. That's what I didn't get to see it, but that's what they told me.
I don't want to see it. I'm
sorry. So the baby comes out, and I hear her crying. Wah! My wife's like, how does she look? And I'm looking at the baby, and I'm going, God damn, what the fucking ugly ass baby? What the fuck happened to her? His head's crooked, and the nurse.
Sabella's head was crooked.
Yeah, it was like lopsided, like it looked like an S almost.
Like an egg thing.
Yeah, like her top part was here, and her face was like she was lopsided. It wasn't normal.
Yeah.
Right, like straight deformed. And the nurse looks at me. She goes, "Don't worry, it'll straighten out." And I'm thinking to myself, "The fuck it will." You're just telling me that, right? I've never seen a head straighten out. Well, apparently their skulls were really soft, and she was jammed up in the corner. And in about an hour, when they brought her back, she was perfect, completely rounded her head right off. So yeah,
so I guess
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it.
I can't imagine that always happens, though.
It
always goes back.
No,
right?
and also they say that the head has to move when it goes through the birth canal, when it's got to come out, the cooch. Unless you got a coochie that big, the head ain't fitting. So it's got to be able to maneuver somehow. But, yeah, she was fine. I couldn't believe it. She was really fine.
But she made it.
But my wife was fucked up for 10 days.
Right.
Yeah. They did something, and they had to give her blood transfusions, and she was in the hospital for 10 days.
I hate those blood transfusions. They paranoid me.
10 days. But she did say this. She said, after she got the blood, she said, what the well, I shouldn't probably say this.
Say fuck.
Well, fuck I can say, but she goes, what kind of blood did they give me?
Oh.
Because I feel like I could run a goddamn marathon through the jungle. She goes, I want some more of that shit. I was like, who knows? But she goes, that was some, man, I feel great.
Well, probably got all like the toxins from having the kid and the bullshit out, and she got fresh shit. I mean, she was just pregnant for 9 months.
That's true.
The last 2 months is a fucking nightmare.
Yep.
So she got freshened up.
Fresh blood. She sure did.
And you got a kid that wasn't lopsided.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
That's 2 wins.
Yeah.
You got a happy wife, happto life.
Yeah.
And you got a kid that's the head isn't sideways.
And I stayed in the hospital 10 days. I went to work, came back, slept there. Because you got to keep your eye on the fucking doctors. You got to stay on these motherfuckers. They say, I almost got arrested twice. Every time I go to the hospital, they're going to throw me in jail.
I
and
get
there's
thrown out.
Nothing you can do.
I was thrown out 3 times. I get thrown out all the time because I can't stand them.
Right.
Because they don't know what they're talking about. All they're worried about is the next room that they got to go to. And a few times when I was in with somebody else, you'd have the same doctor for, say, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You build a relationship with them. They know the situation. Then, they switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, there's a whole new set of them.
Right.
And they ask the same fucking questions that you just answered for the last 2 weeks 900 times.
Goddamn
They have no
merry-go-round.
idea what's going on. The doctor that just went to the next room, he's not even worried about you because he's on to the next one to get another paycheck or whatever whatever scale that they're on. Now you got these new people in who have no idea what really just went on the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And they're just trying to put it together as quick as they can so they can move to their next one.
Mm.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And if you don't get into them, and I hate to say it, but put fear into their ass,
Mm-hmm.
they will fuck with you all day long.
Yeah, I tried to put fear into them because they took. Apparently, my daughter, I don't know, she was a year maybe, and she stopped breathing for a few seconds, or I think she just choked on what do they call it? Like she burped up something, and so.
Now, how did you know that she choked? Were you
My
there?
wife, no, I wasn't there, but she
Yeah.
called me, and what she did was she ran to our neighbors. Our neighbors, who's a top paramedic, like the top of the top, like the chief. Instead of calling, like, she's from Australia, they're 911. They dial fucking a different number, so she just ran next door, which
Yeah.
was good. And he was able to do something real quick, and she was breathing, and they did bring the ambulance, and we went to the hospital. And they said, well, we got to check for meningitis. And I'm thinking, meningitis? All right. What do we got to do for that? They go, we got to do a spinal tap.
That hurts like
Spinal
hell.
tap, yes. And what's the downside of a spinal tap? Well, if they hit the wrong nerve,
yeah, would you like me
you're
to begin?
paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're paralyzed. And I'm thinking, this paralyzed? Come on. And we went back and forth, and she goes, but if it's meningitis, I said, fuck it, all right, go ahead. She goes, I've never paralyzed anybody. I've never seen it happen, but it can happen. Just got to let you know. So I said, all right, do the test. So the test comes back negative. No meningitis.
She got the spinal tap?
Yeah, she did the spinal tap, right?
Oh.
So comes back negative, no meningitis. I said, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. She goes, no, you can't leave. You got to stay for 3 days. I said, what do you mean stay for 3 days? She goes, well, the meningitis won't show up. You need 3 more days to see. It's got to be it's a 3-day routine. I said, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm taking my daughter. I'm going. Well, she goes, you can't. I go, what do you mean? I said, I'm leaving. I refuse medical attention. I'm leaving. She goes, no, your daughter's now in the care of the hospital.
How is that?
That's what the fuck I want to know.
Do you know
once
how
I
that could
signed that,
possibly be?
once I signed that paper, gave the hospital all authority.
Really?
And they called the cops on me. They called the cops.
Wow, even though you're the guardian,
I was hot, boy. They said because it's in the best interest of the child, and they know better than we do. Now,
Wow.
had I went in and said I don't want anything, I could have walked out.
Right.
But once I signed that paper, allowing them to do that spinal tap,
Now they're in basically the custody
they're
of
in
the
they
hospital.
got the custody. They're 3 days. I mean, it was on their dime. They're paying for it.
But I bet you they didn't tell you it was going to be 3 days
No,
before
they didn't.
did it.
They didn't.
Because
That
they
was-
wanted that insurance money from
That's
that
exactly
fucking
right.
spinal
Had
tap.
I known, I said, you
fucking
didn't
knew
tell
they
me
didn't
that,
need to do that.
motherfucker. I was so mad.
They knew they didn't need to
Yeah.
do that, but imagine the kick they get for that.
Yeah.
They
Big
get
kickback.
a
Huge,
kick
huge.
for spinal tap.
Yeah, and the government was paying for it. I wasn't paying for that shit. I worked the system.
But yeah, but it's still the fact that she
Yeah,
had to get it
and
done.
they're going to
now.
pay more.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
They should pay it all, motherfuckers.
That's that fucking.
Dirty motherfuckers.
dirty
I
bastards.
can't stand
Listen,
them.
if I can get a dime out of them, I will. But,
Yeah.
being an ex-con, you can't get shit.
Yep.
You can't get food stamps. I would milk them for every dime I could, even though I don't need to. But if I could get free food stamps, shit, give it to me, damn it.
Yep.
I'd milk them for, because they give it to everyone else.
Yep.
Fuck that.
The person sitting at home on the couch.
Yeah,
they're
the guy
getting
sitting
it.
at home, and we do time. Did you know that if you're convicted of drugs, you can't get food stamps?
No.
In Florida, you could get rape and murder, you get food stamps. Drugs, no food stamps.
So you can go rape abroad, and you can get food stamps. But if you get caught with drugs, you can't
You're
get them.
done. How?
That's a nice law.
That's like, all right. Well, we know the rape. There's not as many rapists as there is drug dealers.
Oh, so it's a financial play.
Think about that. How many? Well,
There
if
you go.
we don't give the guys that are coming out, especially the poor black kids, they're coming out. They need the food stamps, right? Especially coming out of the state, you need the food stamp. Well, there's no food stamps. What do? You sell drugs again. Then what? Back to prison you go. It's fucking the cycle. They want you to go back.
Yep.
So it's just a fucking racket.
And it's less money that they got to pay because there's more drug convictions than rapists.
Yep. And keeps everybody busy. Keeps the judges, the fucking lawyers, the prison guards.
Keeps
making a fucking fortune.
Well, it's just like the prisons are private.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have more people in prison in the United States, I think, than any other country.
Even
far.
more than China.
And China is how many times bigger than here?
Well, they got 1 billion plus, right?
Billion plus. But all these private prisons are making money. It's all about money. And they're, I was talking to somebody else. There's no rehabilitation. None. But Portugal always seems to come up. And, they legalized all the drugs. And what they did was they actually took, you can go into CVS. I was saying it the other day to somebody that was in here. You can go into CVS over there and get coke, heroin, whatever you want.
In Portugal?
Yeah.
Really?
You can get whatever you want. There's a certain amount you can get.
Right.
If you get caught over that certain amount, you don't go to jail.
A ticket.
You go, like you'll get a ticket, but it's like a key.
Right.
Instead of putting you in jail, they take you to rehab.
Right.
But not U.S. rehab, like real rehab.
Right.
Because they tax the fuck out of it, right? So they, instead of taking that money and like putting up a solar panel that will take 30 years to pay back or whatever dumb shit they do with the tax money, they take the money from the taxes on all the drugs, the heroin, the coke, everything else, and they put it into real rehabilitation, where like, you have one-on-one sessions with a good therapist 3 times a day, not me, you, Rob, Skinny Vinny, and nobody's going to say anything. You're just thinking about what the fuck you're going to do when you get out of there. Right. When is this going to be? It's one-on-one, and their crime rate, their drug use went down 60% in the last 3 years since they did this. And furthermore, I agree with it because at least then when you walk in, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So like right now, I've never done heroin. If it's legal right now, I'm not going to go do it.
That's true.
But if somebody's going to do it, they're going to go do it. But at least if they walk in there, there's not fentanyl in the shit. It's actual fucking heroin.
Right.
And you're not going to, you're not going to die unless you overdose on your own, not by getting dirty shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, that worked out well over there. But they,
Yeah,
but if they did that here, they'd have to lock everybody in. No.
We ain't getting rehabilitated at all. Not at all. Australia.
Too much money to be made.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
Australia, my wife was telling me about the prisons. You won't believe this shit. Everyone gets a little, you get a townhouse. You get a fucking townhouse with 4 guys living in it, 4-bedroom townhouse.
That's prison?
Prison. With a Nintendo.
Really?
Yeah, Nintendo. They got more.
And they're strict as fuck.
They're really strict on the drugs. You get more for drugs. Like on murder, you're going to get 20 years, maybe. You get 20 years. You get out, good behavior. There's no death penalty. Life is...
They don't have death penalty over there?
Not in Australia, no.
Wow.
No, 20 years is... Life is 20 years.
But you're not going to do all 20.
No, you're not going to do all 20. But on drugs, they don't play.
They don't play around.
They don't fuck around. They give you 20 years for drugs, too. Yeah, same thing. But you go to this, we knew a few people that went, and she was telling me, they got Nintendo. And I'm like, what? And they do this, and people bring them their own food, and they have barbecues, but they're just locked on a compound. And when they get out, their records, they go for a job, there's no way that person can find out they got convicted.
See, that's how it should be here. Because you did your time.
You did your time, it's squashed, it's over.
That's how it should be.
Right, that's exactly
because you did your time, you did your probation, you
right.
gave them your money, you gave them your assets, whatever the case was.
Right.
You did it.
Over.
Here.
Marked forever.
Job.
Right.
Voting. Gun.
Yep.
It just goes on and
all
on.
All I want is the gun. They could keep the fucking the voting.
Yeah.
I'll go vote anyway.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
But getting an apartment when I got out, right?
Yeah. Good luck with an HOA.
Before it was if you were fucking around with kids or rape, and then you were on that radar, you couldn't get a apartment. Now it's, do you have a felony?
Yeah.
That's the first thing you're like.
And a felony could be anything.
You could write a bad check for $200.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're sitting there writing a thing, and you're like, fuck, I need an apartment, I need a place to stay. And you want to lie because you just got out, but then it says at the bottom, if you lie, this is a federal offense. You're like, fuck, what do I do? You know,
Because you're not going to get it if you don't lie.
nah, they make it hard. They make it really hard. It was tough, you know.
Especially if you want to be in a community with a gate or an HOA, like here in Florida, you're not getting in there with a felony. You're going to have to get somebody else to get it, and then depend on them to do it for you and not fuck you throughout the lease or whatever.
Even bank loans. I mean, I got great credit, and the bank was like hounding me. I want a loan. I was like, listen, I don't need the money. But the bitch kept asking me every time I walked in, you want money? You want money? You want $50,000? We'll give it to you for your business. Fuck it, all right. Because I knew I was doing her a favor. It was kind of a commission thing.
Yeah.
I put on the side, and is what it is. Fill out all the applications, and I was with this bank for 8 years, and there was a lot of money in that account. Didn't need it, and they fucking denied me. And I was like, what for? They go, oh, you're felony.
See, and that's crazy because
what does that got to do with
because
my credit and how much money's in the bank?
So your credit's good, right? Your credit's good.
I could pay it back tenfold.
That's what I was just gonna say. Your credit's good. It's a $50K loan.
Right.
You have the $50K that they can just pull out of your
Anytime.
account if they want to.
Right.
But then they deny it because you're a felony.
Right. And I didn't even. They hounded me.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one saying I need money. You guys asked me every time I walk in the door. Oh, do you need this? Do you need a business line of credit? Do you need that? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. And finally, I was sitting down with the broad for something else. We were opening another account. And she goes, and I said, listen, I got a felony. She goes, oh, that's not going to matter. That has nothing to do with it. And she fucking underwriting came back with felony.
Underwriting, yeah. It's always underwriting. And she probably gets a kick just to
that's
run
what
anyway.
it is. That's what, you know, so basically I was doing her a favor.
Yeah.
She was cool. She helped me out on some other shit in the bank. And she bent over backwards. And, but yeah.
Yeah, they fuck you.
She says, I'm so sorry I didn't know. I was like, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't need it anyway. But
you kept hounding me.
I was like, fuck you guys. I wanted to move banks, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pain in the ass moving banks. I was like, you pricks.
Yeah. Once you get a felony, man, it's over. You probably want to like move that like this. You can like just yeah.
How's that?
That's better. It's perfect. But yeah, it's fucked up. So now you got the book here, Made a True Story of Murder, Racketeering, Drug Trafficking.
Well, it's actually Mafia made. And, you know, people fucking break my balls over this. And they go, well, you weren't made and you weren't in the Mafia, so why'd you name it Mafia Made? Okay, well, I explained it a few times, so maybe some of the clowns can get it. I was around every mob you can think of, the Italians, the fucking cartel, the Yakuza, the Chinese triads. They're all Mafia. Being around them made me who I was. You know, there was other titles we had come up with. They were taken. It was something with Mafia's Son or something like that. I can't remember. But there was too many of the same. And someone said, why don't you just say Mafia Made? Well, that was a good idea, you know. And they actually explained what it meant. So, all right, that's good. And, yeah, that's how it came out.
And you got into it because at 5, your father was taking you around.
Yeah, 5 years. I mean, that's what we did back then.
Right. That's how it started where you got into it, right?
Yeah.
And what was he taking you around to?
Oh, well, you know, he was a contractor. My grandfather was a contractor. He came over on the boat when he was 9 by himself.
Yeah.
From Italy. So he was 9 years old, sent his ass on a boat and ended up in Ellis Island. And, you know, they started a bookmaking racket up in New York. And, you know, New York's got rules, territories. If you could do this, you got to be with us. And I'm like, we don't want to do this. Fucking pay people to do what? It's our right. It's our book, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, we'll go to Florida. I went down to Florida and did the same shit. You're not stepping, because there's no territory down here. You could do what you want, open territory. And so they were running some book and painting contractors, which, you know, my grandfather would paint the Diplomat, the Newport Hotel when they built them.
Yeah.
So he was getting every job. So there's a lot of money in this, plus the kickback, plus, you know, the job's $1 million job, and we say we want $1.5 million. They're going to pay the $1.5 million because back then the guys are grabbing someone by the ear and saying we want $1.5 million.
They really don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, and everyone's getting a little piece of the action, so it's not, you know, they make it work. And yeah, my dad took me around, and he got 95% of his business from the bars, you know, but nice bars.
And this was down here in Florida?
Oh, yeah, down here.
Oh, I was thinking it was up in New York.
No, down here.
Oh, it was down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monero's, Joe Sonkins was huge. Yeah, VFW, the Moose Club. I mean, all these places, 800 North, Shark and Tarpon. These are just places I remember. And that's all he did was drive around and all day.
Is 800 North Tiger Woods? Is this,
Or
no, that's 100 North,
It was
right?
is Houndale.
1000 North.
Yeah, it was Houndale. It was
Okay.
the Ocean's 11. I think they called it that too. It was, yeah. So he just went from bar to bar.
And you would just hang out with
Hang
him?
out with him, yep.
Yeah, meet people.
Meet people. Well, and you know, back then, every time you met a guy, whoever it was, there's a 20 in your pocket. 20, as always, every time. Hey, kid, boom, yeah, boom, boom, boom.
And you're about 5?
I was 5, yeah. That's
what year is this roughly?
76.
76? Yeah.
Yeah, 76, 77. And, you know, all the way up to 16, 17. I got popped when I was 16.
And then what'd you get hit for at 16?
At 16, I got caught with, it was just an ounce of powder. Ounce of coke. First offense. And never had any priors. I mean, I was clean as far as my record went. And they charged me as an adult.
At 16?
At 16.
In Florida?
In Florida. And, you know, when the cops arrested me, even in Hollywood, they said, oh, you'll be out in no time. And I knew it in my brain. I said, I knew I was going to get out. And I even looked at the law. All right, if I get under 28 grams, it'll be possession with intent. As soon as it hits that 28-gram mark, it's a trafficking charge, right? But even as a juvenile, trafficking, it doesn't matter. You could have a kilo. As juvenile, you're going to go home. But just to be safe, I kept it 27.5 grams under that minimum
guideline.
That minimum mandatory.
Yeah.
So when they caught me, you know, they were upset. You know, I thought I was going to get executed because I got set up. I got my girlfriend in the car with me. That big mistake on my end. She's sitting there, nothing to do with it. She's sitting there quietly. She was 18. And the dude I know, Tony Lopez, confidential informant, CI 1315 out of Hollywood, big Puerto Rican. And
which you were not aware of?
Not aware of. He's lucky he's still alive. He's probably listening. So we meet at Kmart in Hollywood. And he just said to throw him the fucking ounce. And he says something, oh, like, this is some good shit. And when he said that, man, this black van came screeching to a halt in front of me. And they opened the doors. But these guys were masked up. I couldn't see anything. I didn't see police. You know, they came out, guns to the head, threw us on the ground.
Over an ounce of fucking coke?
Over an ounce of coke, right?
I
couldn't see them, you know, and no sirens, nothing. And back then there was so many... they were jacking the drug dealers. They were killing them. You know, people were just fucking drug dealers, kill them. Fucking. So I thought it was a hit. I'm on the ground. My girlfriend's on the ground. I'm looking at her under the car, a gun to my head. Don't move, you motherfucker. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's it. It's over. And then they said, you're under arrest, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck? Then they search my car and they get my driver's license. And they say, he's only fucking 16. And you can hear him screaming, what the fuck is pissed off? And he tells me, you'll get out. You'll be out in a few days, but your girlfriend's going to jail. She's being charged. I said, how are you charging her? She had nothing to do with it. They go, oh, yes, she did. So they did charge her fully, all the way.
Did she actually have something to do with it?
Nothing. Zero. She was there.
She was just in the car.
Just there. Didn't count money, didn't do anything. I mean, nothing. Zero.
She was just a body that was
just
next
a body in the car.
Yeah.
Just the fact that she may have saw what was going on, that's enough.
Yeah.
For them.
I guess that would be conspiracy, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, they can turn it into
That's
conspiracy.
what they did. They charged it with conspiracy. So, me being a smart ass thinking, you ain't going to do nothing to me, and I'm at the police station, and there's picture time, and I'm fucking acting like an asshole, making faces at the camera.
Yeah.
That didn't work, didn't help when I was trial time.
Yeah.
They tell you, look at this. This smart ass kid. Yeah. He gets arrested and he thinks it's a fucking joke. Little did I know.
There goes juvenile.
There's your juvenile.
Yeah.
And, so I went to trial. So, before that, I'm at...
Why would you take it to trial, though?
They didn't want to fucking offer. They were offering me 4 years.
Oh.
It was a 4-year... It was either go to prison, plead out to 4 as a youthful offender, or we're going to take you to trial, and you got a minimum mandatory of 3.
Wait, 3 or 4 years in... What year was in the 80s for fucking coke in Fort Lauderdale?
This was... It was Broward. So it was under 28 grams. Under 28 grams, minimum mandatory was 3.5. Under 28.
Wow.
Over 28, 28 to 200. No. 28 to 200, sorry. Under 28 is probation.
Yeah.
Probation. 28 to 200 was 3.5.
That
minimum.
1 gram is that. Holy shit!
They added fucking 6 grams to it.
Dirty motherfuckers.
My shit was 34 grams, and the judge said, "What drug dealer gives more?" He knew the whole thing was fishy. This nothing sounded.
You got a good judge.
Didn't sound right.
Yeah.
You want to hear a real fucking winger? I'm in juvie, and my dad shows up. It's a visitation day. Well, first I'm in there with these black kids, and they're telling me, "What are you in here for, cracker?" I said, "An ounce of powder." And oh, you'll be out here in a few days. You know, I said, "What are you in here for?" They go, "Oh, I got 2 keys of coke and a gun, and I robbed a car. My 3rd offense." And I'm like, "Oh, damn." Yeah. They go, "Don't worry, you'll be out here in a few days, 21 days maximum." Right before my trial date or court date, my father comes up and he goes, "Hey, we know the judge." Now, I think he's full of shit, you know, because he's just trying to make me feel good.
Yeah.
And he knows I'm probably getting out anyway. So he goes, "You know Tom Lynch?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, his son's a judge." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, don't worry, you're going to get out of here on your court date." Now, I was kind of not believing it 100%. So court date comes, and, you know, I'm tied up to all the other guys. We sit down in the jury booth, and I look at the judge's name, fucking Tom Lynch Jr. And I'm sitting there
That
going,
was your guy.
I'm saying, how the fuck did he pull this off, right? And the first thing he says, I got to take it to the court's attention that I know the defendant's father, and I got to recuse myself. And I'm sitting there, and I go, I go,
that's a shot
listen,
to the nuts.
I go, what the fuck? I'm thinking, what the fuck does recuse mean, right? I don't even know what the fucking word means, right? And the black kid next to me goes, "Your daddy knows the judge?" I'm like, "Yeah, nah, what?" He goes, "Man, he didn't let you go. What the fuck?" And I'm thinking. He goes, "Yeah, we're gonna have to reschedule." And now I know what recuse means. I added 2 and 2, and I'm like, my dad was bullshitting the whole time. It was a coincidence I landed in front of this guy.
What a nightmare.
It was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
So a few days later, I get another visit from a nice, black lady caseworker, and she goes, "Well, I got the good news and bad news." So, fuck, there's no good news. I know there's no good fucking news.
You already got the fucking bad news,
yeah,
right?
She goes, "Well, the good news is you're going to get a bond, and you'll get out." And I said, "What's my bond?" She goes, $50,000. I said, "Okay."
50 grand for an ounce of fucking coke. I don't even think it's 50 grand now.
Yeah, 50,000. And I go, "What's the bad news?" She goes, "Bad news is you're being charged as an adult." I said,
"That's real bad news."
Yes. And she goes, "You'll be charged as an adult. You'll be sentenced as an adult, and it carries a minimum mandatory of 3.5 years." I was like, "Oh, fuck." She goes, "Oh, we're going to send you down to the county today, get fingerprinted, and boom, boom, boom." So I get there.
Did you go to gun club?
I went to Broward County.
Oh, Broward County.
Broward County, right near the courthouse.
Yeah, and that's Boynton Beach, right?
It's near Las Olas.
Oh, fuck. It's down for...
down
people that don't know. It's by Fort Lauderdale.
It's Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
Okay,
Fort Lauderdale.
I'm thinking Boynton.
The main courthouse in Broward. So right before they switched me from a juvie to an adult, I had to go in this little room. It was in the courthouse with another judge, but it wasn't formal. It was just sitting in his office. Judge's chambers, different guy. And he goes, "Why are we charging him as an adult? Was there a gun? Was there violence? Anybody get hurt?" And they go, "No." Now the judge is confused, and he goes, "Well, tell me." He goes, "Well, no, the state feels that due to the," what word did they use? Sophistication of the crime and his maturity for 16 years old, that we're going to file this called the direct file, and we're charging him as an adult." And he'd look through, and he was like, they're hamstringing you. All right, so the paperwork wasn't filled out right. He says, "You got 15 minutes to fix this paperwork, and we're letting him go." And fucking 10 minutes later, they had the paperwork right. They charged me as an adult, and then I go in front of my new judge. Well, my attorney says, "Boy, you got some bad luck, man." I go, "What the fuck now?" He goes, "How did you end up in front of this judge?" Well, I said, "You fucking tell me who is he?" He says, he's known as the hanging judge. I said, "Well, everybody's called the hanging judge, right?" He goes, "No, he's killed more people in 2 years than anyone in U.S. history. He kills people." Is Judge Coker. You can Google him. He has killed more people in history than anyone in 2 years. I'm like, fuck, these guys want to assassinate me. What the fuck did I do?
And you're 16, right?
I'm 16.
Yeah.
And the attorneys, he goes, when you get a judge, it's supposed to be a lottery. They're supposed to not like assign a certain person to a certain judge in case there's some sort of conflict. It's supposed to be pick of the draw, draw.
Yeah, whoever's open that
Yeah,
day,
just boom, boom, boom. And he goes, this just doesn't seem right. You get charged as an adult. You get the worst judge in fucking Broward County. Something's not right. So the judge goes, same question. Why is this case in front of me? He's used to seeing death penalty cases, not 1 ounce,
and he wants the death penalty case.
Yeah,
What it sounds like he doesn't want the ounce of coke.
He doesn't want the ounce of coke. 16-year-old. He goes, what is this shit? He tells him, go out in the hall and make this go away. Make this go away. Do something. I don't want to see this case. I was like, wow, that sounds good to me. Just plead me down the possession with intent. I'll plead guilty and fucking call it a day, right? They come back. You got to give us something. Give us anything. A name on a telephone number on a piece of paper. Anything you do, we'll consider it cooperation. So you can't do it. Any number. Just a phone number. So you can't do it. So goes back to the judge. They go, no deal. He won't cooperate. I'm like, Judge, I don't even know how to know anybody to cooperate. I was from 16. I played dumb. I tried to play.
Right.
I tried to play the goofball. It didn't work well. You're Italian. It just doesn't work, And the judge ain't stupid. So 2 years go by, and I'm on bond.
You're out on bond.
I'm on bond for 2 fucking years, doing everything legit. Fucking.
Now, when you're with the state, is there like a pre-release with that? Or you're on bond and you're free to do whatever you want?
Well, you can't get in trouble or,
Like, can you leave the state without permission?
That's a good question. You can't. On probation, I was able to. He let me. I think if you're on bond, you have to tell them. If you leave, have to tell them. You have to tell them to stay. Can't leave the country. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's a no. So finally, 2 years goes by, and it's time to go to trial. It's back and forth every 60 days, 90 days, or about every 6 weeks. I'm in front of the judge. Postponed.
Continuous. Yeah.
And we're trying everything to get continued. And we get Lopez's, we get the discovery. He was an adult. He was 22 or 23. He sets up a juvenile. It was his first offense. He sets up a juvenile. He got caught with 2 ounces, and he walks.
He walked?
He walked.
Well, because he ratted
it on me. Yeah. I got probation. So the judge sees all this shit. And the 2 years goes by, and it's trial day. And he says one more time, all right, listen, it's been 2 years. He's been good. He's been clean. He's got his contractor's license. Make this go away. Same fucking cocksucking prosecutor. Same answer. They go out in the hall. Give us something. So they can't do it. So they go, look, here's the deal. Yeah, you plead guilty to 4 years as a youthful offender, and we'll give you a recommendation to boot camp. Now, the boot camp was 90 days from the time you get there. And they go, the boot camp's intense. I wasn't worried about that. The martial arts, I could do that with my eyes closed.
Key word.
Yeah.
By the time you get there,
By the time the key word was recommendation. That was the key word, the recommendation. Now I'm thinking, I asked my lawyer, I said, all right, so if I plead, I'll plead. I don't got the problem with pleading. I get there. I said, what? Is there a guarantee I get the boot camp? He goes, no, it's a judge's recommendation. Then, after the judge recommends it, it's up to the Bureau of Prisons to approve it. I said, wait, the same cocksuckers that charged me as an adult are going to let me go to boot camp?
Wait, this went federal?
No, this was state.
Oh.
BOP, what do they call it? Department of Corrections. I should say
okay.
Department of Corrections.
Yeah,
right, right.
BOP's feds.
Yeah, feds, right. DOC. So Department of Corrections. So I said, the same cocksuckers that charged me as an adult when I was a juvenile, they added 6 grams extra on top of it. And the judge can recommend boot camp, but it's up to the Department of Corrections to approve it. I say, ain't no fucking way they're going to let me go to boot camp. There's no...
Wait, so the Department of Corrections in Florida can overrule a judge's ruling, basically?
Because it's a recommendation. It's not a sentence.
The fuck? That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it's a recommendation. It's not like I sentence you to boot camp. I recommend boot camp.
Well, then what's the point of the judge? Why not just have them do it?
Why didn't they? What's the point of the judge being filed as an adult? He could have just said, "Fuck, drop him back down to juvenile court." His hands are completely tied. I wanted to sue their ass. I still look. I look like shit last year. Did they change the law yet? You know,
that is
they
the
can
most insane case I've ever heard.
Judges' hands are completely tied. And when you look at why they file kids as adults, it's rape, murder, carjacking, big shit. Not 1 ounce of powder, no violence. But my last name was tied to everyone else.
Yeah.
So that's all it was. It was just
your reputation is what buried you.
Yeah, that's what the black lady told me. She goes, listen, when she was going, why? So I'm sitting in front of the caseworker, and she's telling me you're getting charged as an adult. And I'm like, she goes, I don't know why. And she's looking through the folder. She goes, nothing makes sense. She goes, your name, you're an Indian. I go, I'm not a fucking Indian. And she goes, what are you? Cahoochie? I says, I'm Italian. She goes, boom. That's it. You're Italian. You got it. So, and the judge actually, so I go to trial and I lose. So now it's sentencing, right? 6 weeks, you got PSI comes back, and when you lose trial, they offer you 4. You're looking at 7 at least, right? Because you didn't take the deal. So the cocksucking prosecutor goes to my attorney. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna crucify him." He tells him that.
I love it. Yeah, Isn't that so nice?
Isn't that nice? He had to tell me that
to a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah. So they go up there and they're waiting for the cops to show up, and the cops are stuck in traffic somehow. There was a big traffic jam going both ways, and the cops couldn't make it to sentencing. Right? They just got fucked up somehow. It was a miracle, and. So they go for sentencing, and then the prosecutor's like, we can't start without the cops. And the judge goes, no, we're starting right now. So the judge, the prosecutor said his piece. What the fuck? We're going to give him this. We're going to give him 7 years, blah, blah, blah. And then my attorney said, look, he's first offense, nonviolent. We tried everything. All they want to do, from Your Honor, from day one, you could see they're pulling, they're screwing the guy, basically. Judge goes, 4 years as a youthful offender, I recommend boot camp. Boom. And the fucking prosecutor flipped it. He lost it.
I bet.
And they said,
How'd you like to see the prosecutor's face when you got to boot camp?
I saw his ass at 7-Eleven afterwards. But he lost it, and the judge told him, I'm going to hold you in contempt. One more word.
To the prosecutor?
Said, one more word out of you, young man. Yeah, one more word out of you, I'm going to hold you in contempt. I was like, what the fuck just happened? He goes, man, you scored.
Finally, you got some luck, buddy.
Scored. So it took about, like you said, it did take about a year to get to boot camp. So yeah, I did about a year.
You sat in the county?
Yeah, no, I went to prison. You go to the county, then you go to South Florida Reception Center. That was a fucking disaster over there.
I've heard that's disgusting.
And then went over to Indian River, and then Sumter, where the boot camp was.
Was the boot camp terrible?
Nah. The only hard part was carrying that fucking log. That was the only time I didn't think I'd make it. They gave me a telephone pole about that big. And because I had a piece of dirt on my soap, they circled it with a pen, so I failed room inspection. So I wake up in the morning, they go, I remember it, Caucci and Washington, the two of us, pick up a date. I'm like, what? Pick up a date. That's a fucking log. And you got to carry this fucker around the compound on your run, which is 2 miles, and that thing bounces on your shoulder.
Wow.
And you get right here on the collarbone. So you bounce, and every time
a log?
Telephone pole log, right? It's about this big. It's about 60 pounds, right? And I'm thinking, man, 2 days of this shit? So you gotta run around the compound with it. You gotta take it to the chow hall with you. You gotta take it in the shower.
You gotta take a fucking log to the chow hall?
You gotta sleep with it.
A log?
Yep, a log. You gotta don't put a dent in it. So I thought, all I gotta do is get some toilet paper and put it on my shoulder, and I'll be okay. But if I got caught with the toilet paper, they would have considered that contraband, and you're out of boot camp. So you go from doing your 90 days to your full sentence. There was guys that had 10 years that said, fuck this, send me back to prison.
Just give me the 10.
Give me the 10. So there was 36 of us started, 6 of us graduated. It was either 6 or 8 made it.
I'm sorry, how long did you say it was?
90 days.
3 months.
3 months. The guys with 10 years didn't make it.
So they couldn't fight for 3 months?
They couldn't fight it. They gave you a few chances in the beginning when you first get there because they expect people to buck.
Yeah.
This is just, you shaved your head. They're screaming at you at 4 a.m. You're doing push-ups, and man, they're breaking your ass.
Now, were they easy to kick you out, or they kind of gave you some rope?
No, the first 3 months, I mean, the first 30 days, they didn't kick you out. They gave you chances because they expected it. People are like, it's a shock. You're going from prison to where they blow a whistle and you need to be in front of your door in 10 seconds, no, 5 seconds actually, standing at attention and ready to do jumping jacks.
Yeah.
And then you got 20 minutes to get ready. You run to chow. You do your 45 minutes of fucking exercise. You do the exercise first, and then you go to chow. Then after you eat, then you got to run. People are vomiting while they're running. I mean, so yeah. People were bucking. They were like, no, send me back. So they sent them to the hole for a day or two. Let the counselor come talk to them, give them a few chances. But once you got really close to the door, like you're halfway through. You fucked up once, boom, back to prison.
You're going during your sentence.
Back to prison.
Now,
there were people on graduation day that got sent back. The day they were going to go home.
Imagine that you get to fucking.
This guy got caught with an extra pair of shoes.
And that was enough.
That was it. And they sent his ass back.
You got, but at the same time, you got to think you're getting an offer.
You are.
90 days or 10 years. So don't fuck up.
Don't fuck up.
I mean, it's not that hard.
No.
You want to do 10 years of your life, or you want to do 90
Yeah.
days?
Fuck that.
I mean, now what got you into the drugs though?
My uncle was down around the cocaine cowboy time, and he had speedboats and shit like that, and he was bringing in tons of weed. And he got caught. They were after him, and they actually caught him with only a gram or two. It was a bullshit thing, and instead of going to prison, he went to like a drug rehab
For weed.
Coke.
Coke,
A couple grams, like a rehab. But back then they did that as a sentence. You don't go to jail, we're going to send you to rehab for 9 months. So he did a judge sent him to a rehab. And he had a ton of money, he had millions. And when he got out, he didn't have, his connections were gone. Either they got busted or they didn't trust him, one of the two. So he's trying to peddle, but it's not working. And when you're used to living, he lived in Turnberry Isles, top floor near Jeffrey Sofer. I mean, big money. Had the Pantera, the fucking the cigarette boats, the Mercedes, every car you can think of. He just had a lot of money, and he's not in the game anymore. So he's just spending money, and sooner or later he blows it all. Nothing, zero, down to nothing. He's living with us. He has to move in my house with me and my brother and my mother.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was about 15 when he moved in. He just got in the extra bedroom. And there was a guy down the street that I knew well. And he goes, that guy's, see if you can get an ounce of coke off him. I said, how do you know he sells coke? He goes, oh, trust me, I know. So I went down to him and I asked, I said, hey, and he knew stories about my uncle. He always seemed interested about these stories. And he goes, all right, who's it for? I goes, it's for my uncle. He goes, all right, well, I'll give it to you. You're responsible. I says, all right. And it was an ounce of coke. I didn't know if it was any good or not. I brought it to my uncle. He looked, he said, this is good shit. So I'm driving my uncle around, and he's just selling small, just grams. Gram, boom, 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 boom. And Friday came along, and my uncle's upstairs sleeping. I'm like, all right, it's time to pay up. Fucking, he's fucked up, drunk, and I'm going through his pockets and shit, and there's a few $100, $200-$300. We owed the guy $400 for the ounce. Ounce of powder was only $400 back then, and it was short. So I'm like, oh God. So
Here we go.
Here we go.
Because he said it was your responsibility.
I says, come on, let's take a ride to your house. So I told him what happened. I said, it's my responsibility, but I know everybody. I got the beeper. I got the phone. Give me 2 ounces. He goes, all right, get 2 more ounces, and that was it. From there, it just went
just out, off to the races.
Off to the fucking races. And then I get popped by fucking Tony Lopez, and then I went to prison, and I got out. And after I got out, I stayed clean for a while. Hurricane Andrew hit, and it was like fucking money galore.
And that was the last hurricane we had here, right?
The big one.
The last big one.
94 was hurt. Was
were
it
you
93?
here for that?
When was that? 92 or something. I can't remember. 92,
Homestead.
yeah, 92. Yeah.
That wiped out Homestead.
It wiped him out.
Nothing
flat,
left.
Looked like a bomb
Really?
went off.
Nothing left. That's why now everything has to be built with
Yeah.
concrete, basically. You can't have any, like, new homes. If they're being built,
Yep.
they have to be built with
They changed the code after Hurricane Andrew.
Wow.
I mean, it was flattened. It looked like atomic bomb.
And that was the last big one, right?
That was the monster. And so I had just gotten, I was out for a little bit, and Hurricane Andrew hit. So we were in the construction trade. It was a home run, but we were cleaning up. There was so much work, I just needed to work with one contractor. He had he had a shitload of jobs. Then he burned us on some money. Burned a lot of people and took off. And I started thinking, this is bullshit. My brother's like, call the Cubans. I'm like, I just got out, man. He's like, I'll do it. You just get it. You call him, I'll sell it. And I was like, because I said, all right, fuck it, you know. And, you start thinking about shit. All right, he'll sell it. All I got to do is get it.
Yeah, you start justifying what you're about to do, right?
What you're about to do. All right,
Yeah.
to catch me again this time, how much time am I going to do? Second offense, I'll keep it under an ounce. We'll just pity paddle around with little bullshit. And then he gets caught. Now we've got up to the quarter key and something. A guy wants 9 ounces. And my brother says, I'm going to do it. He wants 9 ounces. It's a friend of his, which was a really good friend of his. I wasn't worried about this guy. His name was Butch. And I said, Mark, listen. I said, where are you meeting these people? He goes, Bennigan's. I said, okay, nice parking lot. That's where they love parking lots. They love the hide in the fucking undercovers, hide in parking lots. They love it. I says, you're going to meet Butch. And Butch is bringing this guy from New York that he knows. So now you got 2 people. So you know Butch, but you don't know this second guy. He goes, yeah, but Butch is vouching for this other guy. I said, okay. I said, if someone else shows up, you better fucking just go. Because it's always my cousin. It's the favorite fucking word they use is my cousin.
Yeah.
Someone tells me it's their cousin. I said, that's your cousin? All right, you sit there and you sit there. And I'm going to start asking you some questions. And your cocksucking better answer. All right?
Yeah.
What type of pet does he have? Where did you meet? What's the color of your house?
To see if it's really
really a cousin, right?
Yeah.
Because that will jam them right up. But people
Right.
don't think like that,
Yeah.
You ask them all kinds of shit. What type of cousin? What's your mom's maiden name?
Yeah.
And they'll that'll get them.
They'll stumble.
Anyone listening to this, anybody who pulls the cousin card, just separate them.
Yeah.
And if they pull the you don't trust me shit, not fucking gone by.
You're right, I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Bye,
I don't.
motherfucker. I don't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know him. You got to go. So I told him if anyone shows up, like a guy, and he goes, okay, yeah. So I said, call me exactly 6 o'clock. Hit me at the beeper at 6 o'clock. So I'm sitting there waiting patiently. And 6 goes by, and then I'm beeping him, and he's not calling. I'm going, oh, God. I know it. I had a bad feeling. And had some stuff in the house. I got rid of it real quick. And then I called Hallandale Police, right, because I knew it was in the Hallandale district. I said, listen, my brother just got into a fight over on the beach, and I know he just got arrested. So can you tell me what the bond is, how much? And she goes, oh, sure, 1 minute. She goes, yeah, he's arrested, but it wasn't for a fight. And I was like, huh?
9 ounces of coke.
9 fucking ounces of coke. I said, oh, God. So, yeah, I got everything out of the house and just opened the front door, put the lounge chair out, and laid there. Had a Coca-Cola. I was waiting. They were coming flying around the corner. And they come.
They came right away for you?
Yeah, they were coming. I knew it. I literally like 2 blocks from the police station.
Yeah.
But I said, what took you cocksuckers so long to get here? I'm like, what? How'd you know? I said, tell the fucking secretary, thank you.
Now, was that your way into because I know you were with the Italians, and then I saw that you were dealing a lot with the cartel.
Yeah, so
and that's kind of an interesting
all
combination.
the coke connections were with the cartel. Yeah, there was a few Cubans, but the cartel was they had it going on, and there was a friend of mine, Carlos, that had called me once, and Carlos got really big, really big.
In the cartel.
In the cartel, big.
Yeah.
Cartel's structured just like the mob. There's a boss. There's people called, I don't know what they're called. They're not capos, but be considered the capo.
The difference is that they kill your dog, your cat,
Yeah, fucking kill,
your
fucking
sheep, your
suffocate.
ant,
Yeah,
your lizard.
yeah. Remember Pablo blew up the courthouse,
Yeah.
right? Just to get somebody, just to get the judge.
Yeah,
No courthouse can have trial.
They're a whole different level of violence. The fucking cartel. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I don't
they
want
just-
no
yeah.
fucking problems.
Matter of fact, they just clipped someone 2 weeks ago. Perfect hit too. Perfect fucking hit.
No, they're not to be fucked with.
Guy ratted on someone. Okay, so he gets popped, and he gets extradited back to the U.S. He rats on his wife's brother. Gets out early. 7, 8 years, gets out early. Now he's running around Colombia, and he was a part of Carlos used to have like a capo, and this guy was under this guy. He's like a trigger man. He was a tough dude. And but he gets popped for some drug shit. And so this guy, Carlos, we'll say capo, he got popped, and he's doing like 25 years. He's still in prison here. So this guy takes over, and he gets popped, but he snitches on his wife's brother. So he gets out early, and now he's running around Colombia trying to shake people down. Hey, strong-arming people. Hey, pay me this, pay me that. And he actually approached Carlos for some money, right? Carlos plays it cool. No, don't give him a dime. Don't give him a dime because the COVID thing hit and people aren't living like they used to. The millions and millions ain't coming in. Everyone's choking.
Everybody's choking, yeah.
And these guys can't pay for their mansions and their hoes and all this on their girls and shit. They're high in life.
Yeah.
So now they're just squeezing anybody. Drug dealers, ex-drug dealers, fucking legitimate businesses. And he's going around just squeezing people, threatening you, pay up or die, and he's coming with a bunch of people.
And this is a rat doing this.
This is a rat doing this.
Fucking crazy. He's got some balls doing that.
He does, right? He thought, fuck it. He was under, so they tried to clip this guy twice and missed. Twice. And he's still out. So they finally get his ass in the supermarket, like a Publix.
In the daytime?
About 6 o'clock at night, I think it was, with his wife.
Still kind of early.
His wife, his kid, and his 2 bodyguards were there. All right? Popped him only. Everyone else was okay. I think a cashier got nicked, but he got popped. Bodyguard's not going to do you any good. They're not going to see it coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be the guy you don't see. Boom. It's too late. Bodyguard's job's out, and the bodyguard's going to run. Fuck it. So they whacked him about 2 weeks ago. My phone's going in the middle of the night. You're not going to believe you just got popped. You're not going to believe you just got... Carlos is coming. I just whacked this cocksucker.
I mean, did he not think it was going to come?
Yeah, that's what happens.
I mean, he's got a hole in his head to do.
And guess who put the hit out on him?
Oh, the brother. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You never know.
The girl, a girl. So
unfortunately, I do believe it.
So over there, it's not like us where he said, she said. No, they have to have hard evidence, and she's just walking around like. And you know what? The cops, nobody liked him anyway.
So they don't give a fuck.
Cops don't give a fuck. It's a piece.
They're happy. It's one less person they got to deal with.
They don't like that shit over there. You don't shake people down. They kidnap. They used to kidnap a lot, and that was just a business.
Tactic, basically.
It was a business. It was a real business. Kidnapping was a real big business.
Yeah.
It was part of a cartel business. They would, fuck it. They kidnapped drug dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were a drug dealer and Carlos got kidnapped, yeah, $2 million.
But how'd you get in with the cartel?
They lived in Miami, and he just flew back and forth to Colombia. He was from Colombia.
So you're dealing with the Italians and the cartel.
Right. Carlos.
That's quite a mix.
Yeah, Carlos was my go-to guy, and he had some. I mean, we put 1,000 kilos on airlines like that, 1,000 kilos.
See, the cartel and the Italians together—that's a mix of a guaranteed indictment at
some
point.
Well, they don't. Yeah, well, for me it would be, but they weren't actually working directly. The Italians and the cartel weren't like.
No, I know, but I mean, like you're like the middleman. You're a free agent.
I was a free agent, right?
Yeah,
and there was a time where some Italians said, you come with us because they saw the money I was making. I was like, man, I can go with her. A couple guys tried to put the squeeze on me. Steve Maruca was one of them. I was young, and then there was a rip-off happened, and I sat down with Joey Flowers. He was a Colombo capo, and he tried to say, well, you know who I am, and who do I know, and blah, 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 and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, Joey, I know. Of course I know who you are. goes, "You're just a punk kid." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "You want to go to war?" So he had some fucking clown next to him, some Momo. I said, "Get him off the table." So I go sit next to him. I said, "Joey, me and you, we're Italians, right? We got rules. No women, no children, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Well, let me tell you something. You go to war, the Colombians are coming. No, and here's the rules. Everybody dies.
Yeah.
We're going to wipe you all out. So if you want to go to war, let's go to war. But I'll tell you this, we're going to kill every single one of you. And who are you going to send to Colombia to retaliate in the fucking jungle? Anybody? Nah, come on. You guys are going to fucking tuck your tails and run. You don't want to go to war with the Colombians. You just don't want to do it. I wouldn't.
Agreed.
Fuck that.
No, fuck that.
They send a guy over here, take him a week on a boat.
Colombians and Haitians? No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Not those two are the two, right?
Yeah. Haitians number one, I think. Black magic and fucking weird shit with them.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
slice
they
your throat
do
and
some weird shit.
middle of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, the earth.
Yeah, I know the Jamaicans were here for a while, but they didn't last long. They lasted a
But
year.
the Haitians and the Colombians, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get in with them, and then you start trafficking a shit ton on the airline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how the fuck did you? What you just said it? 1,000 kilos on American Airlines?
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Well, we started. Carlos called me and needed an intro. Like, do you know anybody who can get some shit off of American Airlines? And I didn't. So he goes,
And
"Call."
Carlos is kind of like your capo.
Yeah,
as
he
far as
was just I wasn't under him. He was just a friend.
Okay.
Just a friend. We were all
okay.
working together. But
okay.
he in Colombia, they have rules. You know, you go to this guy, and this guy's in charge of transportation. This guy's in charge of getting it down the mountain. This guy's in charge of putting, or this crew or family's in charge of putting it on the boat. So you've got to go through each channel.
Everybody has a certain job.
Right. And
Yeah.
if you're from Cali and you want to do anything in Medellin, you need to call these guys. It's like
You
the
got to
mob.
get the okay. Yeah.
You got to get the okay. So Carlos is in the States, and he's got all these connections with any of these people. If we have a problem, just pick it up. They get on the boat, come over here, boom, boom, boom. People are in and out. There's no fucking these phones. Nobody knows where the fuck you're at. No DNA. None of that shit. You get zips over here in 2 minutes and done, right? By the time, they're still at the crime scene, these guys are on the way back already. So Carlos says, "Hey, I can get anything on American Airlines." He goes, "Can you get it off?" He goes, "We need Fort Lauderdale or Miami." He goes, "Call your Italians. Maybe they know somebody." I'm like, "Fuck, I don't think they do. I know they do."
Now, in the Colombian, is a zip the same thing as Italian? Like a zip is from Sicily.
Well, we call them zips.
Zip,
Yeah,
if
I'm
they're
referring to you as a zip.
they're from Sicily.
They're
and
from
they
Sicily,
go
but
yeah.
the Colombian coming here, I call
Same
it a
thing.
zip. Same
So
thing,
the
right?
same-
right,
okay,
right.
that's what just.
I don't know what they call them. They call them, there's a name for those. Cesario, I think they call them hitmen.
Yeah, we call them zips.
Zips, right.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll ask. Now, Jared Chili, he was locked up at the time. So I got to get a message to someone to get to him to call me. So I go through the route, and he goes, "All right, be at your house or at this number at this time." And he calls me, and he goes, "What's up, kid?" I said, "Hey, I need to see someone." So he goes, "All right, go see the Maruka." There was another guy, but he's still alive. He goes, go see Maruka. So I tell Mariko, I said, "Listen, can you get?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "We just need to get someone to get it off the plane. We'll get it on the plane. We'll put it in. We were going to put it in the food carts originally, and
Where the tenant would be in there.
yeah,
So
the
you'd have to get to a steward.
the stewardess was
yeah.
pushing the food carts around, but they don't use. There's always spares. So
Okay.
yeah, there's always spares. So they put it in there. So I tell him it's going to go to the food carts, and so he goes, "Let me ask around." And I didn't really think he could do it. And 2 weeks later, he calls me and says, "Meet me at Denny's." So I'm sitting with this guy. He goes, "I can get it off." I go, "Okay, how?" He says, "I'm going to walk out and get it off." He goes, "But you can't put it in the food carts. You got to put it in a suitcase." I said, "Well, how are you going to get it off?" He goes, I'm going to just walk on. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to put it in my golf cart, and I'm going to get it off. I'm like, "What do you think, I'm a fucking jackass? You think I'm some fucking moron over here? You're just going to walk on, take it, and go, and that's it?" He goes, "Nobody's watching. I'm a baggage handler. Shit happens all the time. Damaged bags, I just take it, I put it here, and I go that way."
So this is the guy when you're looking out the plane, you see him on the golf cart loading the bags.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just in case you're
Yep. So you're
just to
going
put it on.
boom, boom. Let's put these over here. Yeah, I put these two over here. Someone else comes from, and he goes, "And I'll meet you in front of the airport," and that's it. It's a handoff. I said, "Okay." So we did the 50 keys.
50 kilos.
Yeah, 50 keys in the first shot. And it went just like they said. It was that smooth.
No problem.
No problem at all. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, Jesus, this is too easy.
And what ins did you have at the time? You had the golf cart guy, the loader. That's the only in that you had?
That's it. All we needed was one guy to take it off.
Wow.
He took it off. They put it on as much as they wanted. So it got big. I mean, it just.
Now, what kick did that guy get?
He got, well, it was 1,000 to them.
So 1,000 to the golf cart guy.
1,000 to the mob, and they were going to give him 500.
Okay.
And I told him, don't get stingy, you cocksuckers, because I know how you are.
Yeah.
I know how you
need
are.
This guy.
You need this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Don't get fucking stingy.
Yeah.
And so.
Did they end up giving the guy a grand?
Yeah, they paid him.
So every run was a.
And
that's still kind of cheap. He's moving 50 keys for a grand.
Yeah, well, no, 1,000 a key.
Oh, he was getting 1,000 a key.
1,000 a key.
That's
So he's getting He got 25 grand on the first pop.
Yeah.
Usually transportation's 1,000 a key. So if you're moving 1,000 keys,
it's 100 grand.
$1,000.
Yeah.
No, you get $1 million. 1,000 keys on 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got 100 keys, you get 100,000.
Yeah.
But imagine 1,000 keys, 1,000, boom.
That's a lot of keys, though.
Well, $1 million in one shot. There's no difference in the sentencing guidelines. I think once you hit 100, you might as well have 1,000, right?
Yeah, right. If you're gonna do it big,
Well,
right? Because it's all the same. So he gets the run the first time, and that was 25 keys the first run. And then what happens after that?
Then they want to keep going. And I was like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with this shit. I was like, fucking. I introduced them. They kept going, and Carlos, we just made a deal. Anytime it comes in, once it's cleared, you cocksuckers, and you do all this bullshit.
Yeah.
I want a good price. I made a really good price. So we did. I was getting keys for 12,000, 13,000 a piece when they were going on the street for 16. And he goes, take what you want. Or he'd call ahead and say, I'm bringing in 500. How many do you want? I said, give me 100. Goes,
and this is the 90s.
He's bringing in 600. Right.
Yeah.
I said, take 100 for you. And, it went really good.
And how long were you able to pull that operation off?
We never got caught.
Oh, you never got hit with that?
Not with that one. American Airlines never got caught.
Okay, how long did you have that run for?
It was 90, probably until I got popped.
And you got hit in 95,
I got 95, yeah, 95. Yeah, 95. 95 I got hit. I got hit with a state charge. I wasn't worried about the state charge.
What was that charge?
It was just a small trafficking charge. Another one, just a close friend.
Yeah.
Just a friend. Give me a few ounces type of thing. And yeah, all right. I didn't really fuck with ounces, but he was a friend. And he goes, just a couple. He was a small petty bullshit dealer, and I wasn't really concerned that he was going to do something because he knew if he did something, I was going to kill him. I told him straight up, don't fuck with me. I'm going to kill you because I'm not going to prison again for a rat.
Yeah.
So he goes, nah, I would never. They all say that, right? I would never. You're my best friend. What's he do? He fucking sets me up. So
shocker.
All right. So I knew I would get all the information, the discovery. You get all that shit on these people, address and all that. So it's just a matter of time until I was able to find them. And either I was going to take them out myself, or I was going to get the Colombians to come over and they could pop them. But I was actually going to kill him myself in front of the courthouse. It was all set, had the gun, had everything ready to go. He was going to die that day. He didn't show up.
He didn't show up to testify?
No, it was his speeding ticket.
Oh, shit.
I had a private investigator on him. It was his job full-time every day to check this cocksucker. His mother's birthday, his every holiday, every family member, check. This guy was a ghost. I mean, he knew.
He knew it was coming.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend got a speeding ticket. I told this once before. I'm not proud of this. I mean, it was a horrible thing. I'm glad I didn't do it though. I'm really fucking. It was a horrible thing to do, or would have done. But his girlfriend was pregnant, right? And he said something to me one day, and it stuck in my mind. And he said, "I'll never go back to prison again. If I get caught, I'll kill him. If I got to go back to prison, I'll kill myself." And obviously, if your ass ain't going to prison, you're too much of a pussy to kill yourself. I mean, come on.
Right.
Really? I mean, I've heard that twice now from two different people. Same line. Both snitched on people. he was one of them that ratted on me, and I thought to myself, this cocksucker will rat on me. But if he does, I'll kill him. You know, is what it is. And when you're young now, our brains are different. Our brains from 16, I conquered the world. 21, I fucking conquered 10 worlds, right? And then as you get older, you start to think, you know, fuck, what was I thinking? I was fucking stupid. How stupid was I? You know? And now you're like, man, what the fuck? I was a real
idiot.
What a fucking moron.
Yeah,
what
the risk that you're
thinking?
taking. Yeah.
What the hell was I? And you know, you got this adrenaline rush or whatever the rush is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's something.
Well, you're in that life and you're in that lifestyle and you're just.
And you got the broads all over.
You got the broads,
Forget
the
about
money,
it.
and it's just. The power gets to you.
Yeah, you know.
And you start to think you're untouchable.
Yeah.
You really do.
It wasn't this. A lot of guys get, I guess the mobsters get this sort of a power thing where you can't touch me, or I guess that's what it is. Mine was more like getting around the fucking cocksucking feds type of thing. That type of thing.
Yeah, you were worried about getting out of the sentence.
Yeah,
I liked
the maneuvering. It was like a strategy game. Get around this, get around that, sneak this, sneak that, sneak that. You know, but the power thing I kept pretty low key and never drove a fancy car. I think the most expensive one I drove was a 4Runner. You know, I was really low key. Jeans, t-shirt all the time. Never jewelry, watches. None. These fucking cocksuckers, they got $1,000 worth of clothes on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, idiot? Where were we? I forgot.
Well, so no. So then, the girlfriend, I assume, shows up.
So she got the speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And because she was the only one, you know, everyone else was clean, but he was checking her license and everyone's. So I called Carlos and said, look, do you got anybody that can help me out here on this one? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I got a guy that's down there now. And I said, all right. So we talked, and I said, look, you need to just go into the courthouse and tell me what he looks like, what he's wearing, and call me. Now, I had these phones that I turned them on myself. I steal people's phone number. So I was the first unlimited talk, text, and data. Well, there's no text, but it's unlimited talk and whatever the fuck. There was no data either back then. It was just unlimited talk. So I used to steal people's phone numbers and clone them, right? I had 100 phones at 100 to 200 phones at 100 a month, so 10, 20 grand a month just on stealing phone numbers.
Yeah.
It was that easy, just like that. I could steal 100 numbers in 10 minutes. Sit in front of, was Boston Chicken at the time, with an ESN reader. So that's another story. Ask me that one later. We'll get to that. So we got 2 phones, someone else's phone number, so they're going to get the fucking phone bill. And I'm waiting outside the courthouse for him to let me know. Okay, they just called us. It was night court, too. It was 6 o'clock.
Fuck.
Yeah, they had the night court thing.
What's that thing called?
What's that?
ESN reader?
Oh, ESN, electronics.
While he's telling me, can you look up ESN reader?
ESN, electronic serial number something another. So it's an old school, and actually I found one on eBay not too long ago. You just plug it into your thing, and boom, steals a number, just like that. So it takes the code that's on the phone plus your phone number, and that's what turns the phone on.
So you're stealing phones.
So I'm stealing phones.
You got a rat that's about to put you away.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's the one who actually got the ticket.
Right.
And then what happens?
Okay, so she gets the fucking ticket. And remember what he said, I'll never go to jail. I'll kill myself. Right. Because this guy was pussy whipped. I mean, she was maybe 17. I mean, she was underage, I think.
Nice. Or
maybe 18, but she was young. And he was 24, 25. So, it's not that big of a deal, 17, 24. That's not that bad. We'll just say she's 18 for the audience. There it is right there, second one. First 2 on the left.
Is that the one
actually, that's them, all of them. Yeah, that's them.
And now what does that do?
Okay, so you plug it into your lighter, and then you got an antenna on the back. You turn on the 2 buttons, and when you drive by, the cell tower is going to ping, and I'm going to get your cell number and the code to your phone. That's all I need. So I take that code, and I have the hardware or the computer at the house. I plug it into the phone. I put the ESN number, and I put the phone number in.
Yeah. Do you see that fucking Rob? It gets the EIN number, ESN number. Yeah.
Yep.
How long ago was this?
That was 92, 3, 4. Yeah.
You think the shit still works now?
I don't know. The thing is, it's so cheap now. Don't forget, our phone bills back then were $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month.
Click on eBay, Rob. See what it says on eBay. Vintage cell phone. I never even heard of that. 175. Cell phone ESN reader.
Mm-hmm.
Curve selector devices.
This is almost like how people do that gas at the gas station now, where they scam your card.
Oh yeah, when you
the
put
reader
your
on.
debit card in and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
take it from you.
It's almost like, I guess, similar. I mean, but you were doing phone numbers.
Look where it's
Yeah,
at.
but that-
Anthony, look where it's at. Deerfield Beach.
Go figure. That all I had to do was sit in the car and you drive by,
That's funny.
and it would ping off the tower and hit my antenna, and go there. And I'd just sit there, and once it hit the screen, I write down the number and hit the button. Beep,
And then they got a bill.
beep, bleep, bleep, bleep. In 10 minutes.
If you had a bet, do you think they still work right now?
They probably work. The problem is, why steal? Because I'm charging $100 a month back then.
Yeah.
When you got unlimited talk for 40,
Right. I'm just.
it's just
curious.
not worth it. You know.
Just type into it. Does ESN just out of shits and giggles? I'm going to say that they
Can you
don't.
imagine if they do?
What do you think? What's your guess?
On a flip phone, probably. Yeah, because there's the ESN number and then there's the cell number.
It's
That's electronic signal ESN. I don't know what the N stands for.
Yeah.
Electronics. Oh, electronic serial numbers. What they are.
well, you can get
ESN
that
for
one.
someone
Yeah,
who's on Verizon, you won't be able to activate that phone. A bad ESN means you can't activate a phone.
yeah, that
Concur.
because it's
It's a
if you
bad
get-
ESN.
Yeah, it's
right?
a bad ESN.
But you can get them. You just steal someone else's.
So you can
It'd
still
be a
get
good
them.
one, right?
So
You got an unlocked phone,
right.
and I got your ESN number, and I need the jacks and stuff to plug it in and have the hardware.
So what it sounds like here when they say bad ESN, or you go to eBay and it will say bad IMEI,
Right.
is that somebody used that machine, got the number, it was reported to Verizon or AT&T,
Right.
and now it's a bad
Exactly.
ESN. But that might take 2 weeks for
Exactly.
that to happen. So, in my opinion, from reading this and then looking on eBay at used cell phones in the past,
Mhm.
and some say like bad ESN, it makes sense.
Right. So if you wanted a real true burner phone, like these guys go to, burner phone's got to come from somewhere, whether it's T-Mobile or someone. It's got there's a number, there's an ESN number, and there's a place you purchased it. So there is a trail.
Yeah.
If you get a blank phone, and I steal your number, and I'm just going to make one phone call,
There's no trail.
just one phone call,
And then toss it.
and toss it.
It's over.
You know, that's it.
Yeah. So now you get popped in 95, right? And then you go on the run.
I get popped in 94. No, the case was 95, right? It was 95.
I think I have it.
It's somewhere. It's
it's,
95, and I go on a
the-
run. Yeah.
It's
I remember
the
my
second
case.
one right there.
My case was 95.
This was the one, right? Well, it came out in 96. I
Right.
guess that's when they got you.
So that's when it actually came out.
Go
and-
to the next tab, Rob. I think that's the 95 one. That's just your, yeah. So this was when you got hit.
Yeah, now that's the federal one. So the state one happened since July of 94. So that indictment was going on since 94, and it looks like the arrest came out, or the indictment came out in 96, depending on.
Yeah, because they're saying indictment says members of the group conspired to import heroin into South Florida. July 94, members of the group conspired to possess cocaine with intent to distribute in July 94.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, sales of cocaine and heroin were taking place inside Hemingway's, one of Broward County's well-known restaurants, said U.S. Attorney Caucci. As a result, he said the government moved to seize the business. U.S. Marshals arrived at the restaurant Tuesday to take inventory. Their efforts were authorized by order signed by the judge, blah, 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 blah. Arrested on Tuesday were Victor Vito Devanzo, 69, Anthony Lawrence, you.
No, my dad.
Oh, that was your father.
Yeah, my dad.
Anthony Lawrence, Ravello, unknown Hollywood, still being sought in federal agents. Oh, Paul. Oh, Sanzaro was in that too? Holy shit.
You know Sanzaro?
I know of him, yeah. And
Yeah.
then Anthony Robert, this is you here when you were 24.
Yeah, we tied that cocksucker up. He almost had a heart attack. He was Russian roulette on his ass, Sanzaro. He went on the run for 17 years.
I bet he did. If convicted, 10 years to life. That's a nice one. That's always funny when they put the life on the end of it.
Yeah, that's what it was, 10 to life.
Is that what it was?
That's what 10 to life.
But
yeah,
now
it
you
was.
went on the run to Japan, right?
Well, I went on the run originally just to get the fuck out of the country to Mexico. I just need to get out. So when that shit hit, I called the Colombians again. They got my new fake passport. I mean, this was good right out of immigration. 10 grand. I mean, he goes,
You got everything.
He goes, you can come in and out of the country with this passport. This is from immigration.
Did you come in and out?
No, I said, fuck that. I ain't taking a risk. No,
Yeah,
I said, there ain't no way in the world I'm trying that.
I'm not playing Russian roulette with that one.
So I went to Mexico, and there's a funny story with the passport. I mean, so much shit happened to me. We could sit for hours and hours. We just breezed over this, but I had the passport, and I'm hiding out in a fuck motel in Caucci, right? No one's gonna find you. There's like everyone's hiding in one of those sex motels with the heart-shaped bathtub, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much dirty shit going on in there, and you're in all the Cubans. You know, I'm waiting for my face to get on the news. So Rick Sanchez, Channel 7, he pops up. So my buddy goes, go to one of those hotels because they're quiet and they're not going to report anybody because of all the crime.
All the shit that's going on.
All the shit that goes on. They're just like, you pay
Yeah.
cash and just sit there and just shut the fuck up.
Yep.
We'll get your passport. So I'm sitting there in the heart-shaped jacuzzi, right? Watching the news, and there it is. Rick Sanchez, Channel 7 News.
Here we go.
Here we go. This shit comes up. Still not wanted, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. So he comes with the passport, and I tell him, all right, I'm going to Disney World. I go, who the fuck's going to find me in Disney World? You know, there's thousands, 100,000 people there. 1 million people.
Yeah.
No one's going to find me in Disney World. He goes, it's not a bad spot to go. And I said, then after some shit cools down, then I'll get out. I didn't want to go into an airport yet, you know, because they did have some facial shit going on back then, right? So I didn't want to go into an airport yet. So I stayed, I think it was 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and we just hung out. But the day we got there, I called my buddy George. I said, George, drive me, because my license, I didn't want to get pulled over and ask for my license. And so we drive to Orlando. And we stay in a nice hotel. And it's me, him, and 2 chicks. And the broads don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm in the shower. And these 2 fuckers, him and the 2 girls, they're wrestling on the bed. And they're screaming and laughing and giggling. And the fucking cops come banging on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Open up, police. Oh, fuck.
You think they're there for you?
I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, they were screaming so fucking loud. It sounded like someone was getting raped. But they were laughing. He was tickling them. He was playing. I'm like, oh, I got a towel around me. And the cops open the door and they go, what's going on here? And I said, oh, they're just fucking playing around, jerking. Give me your ID. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. All I got is my passport. Everyone's got their ID. I got my passport. So the cop sits there. The other cop goes down to the car. And we just start shooting the shit. I'm just trying to be as normal as possible. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, if this passport's good or not. You know, they told me it was good, but how good is it?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And he comes back, passport, and he goes, all right, just keep it down next time. He shut the door. I was like, oh, fuck. Fucking lost 10 years of my life.
Right there. Right there.
But that wasn't the first time. I mean, I got caught 6 or 7 times in their hands.
Yeah.
And just go.
And every time.
This
is like,
every time except the last time, of course. But they just had me. They had me good in Taiwan. I mean, they had me handcuffed, passport, peeling it up under the blue light. Dogs surrounded me. I'm like, I'm fucked. There's no way out of this.
But this is at Mexico.
This is in Orlando.
Oh, this is in Orlando.
This is in
right,
Orlando. I just
World.
left. Just got to Orlando. My buddy's fucking giggling, tickling fucking girls in the bed while I'm taking a shower.
Yeah.
It's like day one out of Caucci, you know.
For a month. Yeah,
for a month.
hiding.
I was hiding for a month.
Yeah.
Just day one, just got there, and they're dicking around, and you fucking cocksuckers, you know. And you know, that was the first strike.
And then do you get out of Orlando then?
I hang out. I was safe. We knew what to do. And then stayed in Disney World for a little bit and drove to Tampa and left out of Tampa, I think Tampa International, and went to Mexico.
And then you went back to Mexico.
No, I went straight to Mexico. That was my first stop.
Okay.
First stop was Mexico, out of the country. I stayed here for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. to let things cool down.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
I didn't want to be in the airport the next day because who knows what they were looking
You're
for, right? So I get to Mexico, and I'm there. I'm in Cancun. It's a party town. I'm spending money, ain't making money, spending money. And I started to wonder, how many agents are in Mexico? U.S. agents.
Right.
Everyone goes on the run. They go to Mexico. And I said, you know what? After about 6 months, I said, wait, I'm bored. There's only so much partying you can do. Let's make
Takes
some
a toll after a while.
It does. If I ain't making money or doing something, then what the fuck is
All
this?
you're doing is beating yourself up basically and spending money.
Spending money.
That you don't have because there's nothing coming in.
Nothing coming in. And so I said, fuck, I'll go to Hong Kong. Now, I had never been to Hong Kong, but, I thought maybe, teach English. You could do, Hong Kong was occupied by Britain at the time, and they had to hand it over in 97 back to the Chinese. I knew I wasn't going to be there during the Chinese takeover because there ain't no fucking way I'm getting caught with the Chinese government.
No,
ain't no way.
No, you don't want that.
I knew if they caught me while the English were holding it, that it'd be a normal extradition and you'd be treated decent.
Yeah.
So right before the takeover, I went. I was in Hong Kong 6 months. Nothing going on there either. I went to China. Walked in. There's nothing going on, but people eating cats and dogs and shit. Nothing special.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. I could make a little bit of money with the triads, but it wasn't huge. It wasn't big stuff. So I went to Taiwan because I was already in Taiwan when I was when I got off my state charge, my first one.
Yeah.
The judge actually let me go to study martial arts. And when I was there, these kids were living, kids 20s. They're driving scooters and they're making decent money. They're making $1,000 a week. I go, what are you doing? We're teaching English. And I go, you English teacher? He goes, no. We sit down with a Chinese girl or boy at a coffee shop, and they pay $50 an hour just to talk to you. They want to practice.
Now, at that time, $50 an hour would be equivalent to what here?
That was $50 US an hour.
In Taiwan?
American dollars, $50 American dollars an hour.
So what would you compare that to so $50 in US is like equivalent to what at that time in China? Or Taiwan.
I don't know what the Chinese dollar was at that time. But
no, just roughly. Like for instance, like I have guys that work for me in my marketing company, and they're in other countries.
Right.
$100 to them is like $3,000 to us.
$100 for them is $3,000.
I'm just throwing out a ballpark number.
It was the other way around. Our $50 was like 3,000 new Taiwan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was big money.
That's what I meant.
It was big money.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So yeah, $50 an hour was good.
It gets you somewhere.
Yeah, you were considered rich.
That's what I was trying to say.
They would call you rich over there. And so they told me, this is my first trip over there, just doing some martial arts. But I always kept that in my head. They got a Chinese girlfriend. They drive a moped, little scooter. They get $50 an hour, is $1,000 a week. Fucking not bad. Sitting down, just having a conversation with someone like me and you.
Yeah.
And so when I finally decided to go to Taiwan, I said, you know what? At least I can make a little money. I'll fucking sit down in front of some Chinese and talk. Easy, right? $1,000 a week, bullshitting. So it was fine. It was easy. Made money. Money was coming in finally. But my girlfriend was a model too, and she had, she's white, so she gets a nice modeling gig over there. And don't have to fucking talk to people anymore. And as she's doing her modeling, we go to one of her modeling parties. This is some funny shit. All the models are there, the Chinese and a couple foreigners. And we're sitting there, and these Chinese queers. They had the fucking scarf on and the big fucking Elton John glasses. These guys were fucking shot out, okay? But they were harmless.
Yeah.
They just fucking were as fucking queer as a $3 bill, but they didn't bother anybody. And they didn't give a shit.
They just minded their business.
They just having fun, right?
Yeah.
They were okay. They weren't like eyeballing you like they do here sometimes.
Yeah.
You want to crack someone in the head with a fucking bottle.
Right.
They were just, they were looking because I'm a foreigner. They looked at all foreigners anyway.
Right, but they weren't doing the whole.
Yeah, they weren't trying all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me buy you a drink. You fuck. I'll give you a foot. You fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at this party with my girlfriend, and she's got a nice contract. And I got these queers looking at me. But I wasn't really, and they're staring, but they usually don't stare, but they were staring a little too long. And I'm wondering, what the fuck are these? So her agent comes up to me and goes, hey, these guys want to use you. They want to put your face on a beer bottle. I'm like, what do you mean my face on a beer bottle? They go, they like your look. I says, what fucking look? I don't have a look. They go, they like that, just a stern look. I got it. Okay. And they go, and he says, half your face will be shadowed. So I like the sound of that. And I said, well, I can't smile. I'm just not a smiler, not a nat. I can't smile on camera.
Yeah.
Make me laugh. I can smile. He goes, no, they don't want you to smile. They want you to have this.
They want that stern
They want
look.
this stern look. I said, how much they paying? He goes, $5,000. I said, okay. And just a headshot. I go, so I pretended, yeah, okay. Where's the beer gonna be? Is it gonna be all over the world? I was like kind of pretending I was excited. Is it
because
gonna be all
you
over
are
the world?
on the run at the time.
Yeah, right. Is it gonna be all over the world? And see if he goes, yeah. Then it'd have been a no. He goes, no. It's just gonna be in Taiwan. That's the answer I wanted. I said, okay. $5,000 headshot, Taiwan only. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So the day comes, and I got to meet these fuckers at a warehouse, right? And there's a photo shoot warehouse. And there's a lot of people there. There's not supposed to be that many people there for a photo shoot. Now I know this, especially my daughter does this.
Now, are you thinking setup, or are you thinking?
I'm thinking a queer setup, that's all.
Yeah.
There's too many queers that needed to be there for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
You need 3 or 4 people for a photo shoot. That's about it, okay? You don't need any more.
Yeah, he does photography.
Yeah,
a lot.
nobody's holding up fucking things here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? Looks like whole place looked like Elvis Presley was in the house, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I wasn't too worried because it was just a headshot. So they go, all right, do your thing, look into the camera, easy, boom, snap, done. They print something out real fast. It was like a Polaroid almost, what we consider. I printed it out. They had a blank bottle. I wrapped it up, and they taped it. And they made a bottle, just like that. They said, okay, now we need the body shot. I'm like, the what? They go, we need the body shot. I said, what body shot? They go, well, we got to do a full body shot. You got to take your clothes off.
They wanted you to get naked?
Hold on. I said, what the fuck are you talking? He goes, no, we have to do a body shot for the newspaper.
What, are they going to put you in the fucking newspaper naked?
That's my first fucking question. You're going to put me in the fucking newspaper naked? So now I think it's bullshit, right?
Right.
Because I got a bunch of fucking, guys wanting to see
your cock.
Italian fucking.
They want to see your fucking.
They want to see the fucking.
They want to see the bonjour.
They do, right? And
Yeah.
you're Italian, American. They're used to seeing peanuts over there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what the audience
Yeah, they
is
got
for.
the little stubby pencil dicks.
So I'm over here.
What's
going,
that?
What the
Cover of Playgirl, they were going to put them on or something, right?
fuck
Yeah.
is this shit? So I go in and I said, fuck it. All right. They say take your clothes off. I go in the bathroom. If I could come out with my underwear on. Bob, he goes, you need to take it all off.
They want to see the
You
brochure.
want it all.
They want to see Anthony's brochure.
I said, get the fuck.
I would have said
no.
another 5K.
Yeah, so now I'm
motherfucker.
thinking I would have walked, but my girlfriend's agent's there,
Oh,
right? And
okay.
the Chinese have this thing with losing face. You can't embarrass her. You're done. You're
Yeah.
finished. And she had a nice contract. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm not worried about fuckers seeing me naked. I don't give a fuck. I'm
Right.
swinging dick all day long. I've been to prison. It's not a big deal. You got fucking cocks bumping up against your leg when you're in the shower. It doesn't
You
bother
get used
right?
to it, right? It's just
It is
like
what
whatever.
it is. No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So he goes, L, you need to oil up too.
Christ, anything else?
Fucking anything else?
Yeah.
Fuck is it?
Would you like some fucking
You know, it's
eyeliner?
fucking shiny and
What's-
shit.
What's
You
the
got
next
that?
thing? Eyeliner, fucking. What do you want? A dildo up my
So
ass?
this-
You want
this
me
is
to
funny.
put
All right,
a
these-
butt plug?
These cocksuckers want to show.
I hope they offered you a drink before all
They
this.
fucking to get the oil and shit. And I was all right, motherfuckers. You want to see something? I got something for you. Oil up, fucking oiled up. Get the old strum. Fucking walked out, and that fucking their eyeballs went from fucking slanty to wide open. What the fuck? Walked out naked. Ding, ding, ding. I said, yeah, show. Everybody want to see? Okay. Are we happy? Are we happy? Let's get this fucking. But they weren't bullshitting. Okay, so they go, okay, here's the bottle. Now you got to pose. I said, pose? I told
Wait,
you.
so let me get this straight. You're over there.
Buck fucking naked.
You think it's just gonna be a fucking half face shot, right?
Just up here. That's it.
Like neck up and
up.
half your face.
Yes.
And it ends up from that to get naked. You still have your nut huggers on, right? That's not enough. Now you got to take the nut huggers off and show the brochure. Then after you show the brochure, now they want you to oil up.
Oil up. They gave me the
Christ.
baby oil, right?
Fuck.
They wanted me nice and shiny, like I was fucking being auctioned off or something.
Fucking Christ.
So I get up there and they say pose. Now, I already had this conversation with him at this club. I said, I don't smile and I don't pose because the modeling thing came up. He goes, well, you need to do something. And I'm thinking,
did he ask for more money?
I don't know. Yeah, right. I was fucking give me some. I wanted to walk the fuck right out of there. So I go, pose. Okay. I said, all right, you know what? I know Kung Fu. I know a lot of moves. So I just took the beer bottle and I started, I'm doing all these Kung Fu moves, and they loved it. They were snapping away.
Because it's their thing.
It's their thing, right? And
Yeah.
I was just coming up with crazy shit with the beer bottle. And
With your cock hanging out.
yeah, well, what they did, there was one move that I did where I had my legs, crossed or something, and had the beer bottle here, and I'm leaning back, and that was the shot. They go, we got the shot. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm not even sure if this whole thing is real. I'm not. Maybe they just want to see my cock, right?
Right.
A couple weeks later, my buddy, his name was Jackie. It's his Chinese name. His real name was probably Ching Chong Chang.
Yeah.
Who knows? But they got American names,
Yeah.
right? So Jackie calls me. He goes, Tony, you're not going to believe it. Go down to 7-Eleven and get the China. I think it was called the China Post. He goes, you're on the front page, full fucking page. I go, what? He goes, you are whole page. So I go, all right. I run down there, and he wasn't bullshitting. Whole fucking page. First, it's 2 pictures of the beer bottle.
Of your face.
My face, just the bottle with the picture of the beer bottle. And then me, completely naked, but with my leg covering the front.
So they can't see your dick and balls.
Right.
Just enough.
And the beer bottle. And there it was. I got a picture of it in my phone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I got it. I got to find this fucking thing.
That's funny as shit. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, this is fucking insane.
So you're over there, you're doing that. Now, what'd they end up giving you? The $5,000?
Yeah, they give me the $5,000. Then.
It gets better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Then after that.
Put on some pink and.
I'm sure I'll send this to you later, right? You don't need it now? Well, later.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. So after that, they said, things are going good, and my girlfriend was still doing her thing, and they said, hey, they were having when they promote beer, what's it called, a promotion?
Yeah, like a promo.
A promo, right?
Yeah.
So it's at a club, and they said, look, we're gonna give you another $5,000. Just show up. You're the guy. You're the guy on the beer bottle. Just show up. I said, I ain't getting naked there. I know that. It's a club. It's a big club in Taiwan.
Did you tell them that you weren't going to get naked?
Oh, yeah. They said, no more of that shit. So now I'm thinking, then they tell me, listen, you're going to be set. You're the guy. You're like the mascot or whatever the fuck it is for this. You're the face of that company. It was called Vortex. You're going to make some money here. So you go $5,000 to just show up and be there, sit on the sofa, drink, meet girls, whatever the fuck you want to do. So we show up, red carpet, fucking everything. And I'm sitting there with my chick, and we're drinking. I said, well, looks like we're going to make some good money here. She goes, yeah, this is good.
This has to add bad.
This is great.
Somehow, some way, this has to add bad.
Oh, yeah.
And bad.
Oh, this is fucking horrible.
I can feel it coming.
This is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking. We're having a good time, and the guy tells me, we're going to use you, and you're going to do well. And I'm thinking, all right, we can live here. We can finally. And I was doing martial arts, had all those contacts from my teacher's teacher.
Yeah.
This is a home run. And he had government contacts. If my visa was bad, walk in, bang, bang, finished.
Yep.
Right? So as I'm drinking, I'm looking at the bottle. And I got my face, and I'm thinking to myself, my fucking friends would never believe this story. This is just
gonna say, if that ever got back to
unbelievable.
Yeah.
What the hell I've been through, and the things in Hong Kong. We skipped to Hong Kong. Just no one would believe it. Then I start reading the alcohol content, and I look, and I see some English writing on the back, right? And it says, printed and bottled in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And remember, in the beginning, this was only Taiwan.
This is right. It was only Taiwan, but it was bottled
Man.
And everything was done in the U.S. The print, the bottling, the pictures was done in the U.S. Fucking 40 miles from where I'm wanted.
Now look, I thought I had bad luck. This little 2 hour, you got some bad fucking
This
luck,
is
man.
fucking unbelievable. I got bad luck, but then I got great luck too at the same time. So I tell my girl, I says, look at the bottle. And she's like, you can't fucking. I said, let's get the fuck out of here right now. We're going. We're leaving tomorrow. So we go back to the apartment. That night, we met a girl. Her name was Rachel. And she said, back and forth. What are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. I said, what are you doing here? She goes, well, she was a model. She was really pretty. She goes, but I come here to dry out. I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, I usually dance in Japan. I'm a dancer. I said, yeah. She goes, yeah, I make about $2,000 to $3,000 a night. U.S. I said, damn, $3,000 a night doing what? She goes, topless. In Japan?
Just topless.
Just topless. She goes, there's 2 strip clubs. That's it. Seventh Heaven and Roppongi. No, Seventh Heaven and Private Eyes. Those are only 2 strip clubs, and they're in Roppongi. I'm like, I find that hard to believe in the whole country. She goes, they're brand new. Japanese didn't have strip clubs. They don't have, our hair's different. Our skin's different. Blondes make a fortune. It was $100 for a lap dance. 100 US.
Yeah.
They're making a killing. There was a line for people to do lap dances.
That's funny.
Or a line.
They never had it.
They never had it. And the Japs, they got money, boy. They're just shelling it out.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So she had told me that night before I found out about the beer bottle. And she goes, oh, the other thing is a hostess club. I said, what is that about? She goes, well, girls go in, they sit down, Japanese comes in, they sit at the table, they pay you to talk to them. That's all it is. Just talking. You go, what do they make? They go, they make about $30, $40 an hour, and plus $10 for every drink, whether it's water, orange juice, or alcohol.
$10 US.
$10 US for every drink. Wow. So she can drink water all night, make $10 on every glass. And she goes, those girls make a few thousand a week, easy. And then on top of what the Japanese tip you. She goes, it's insane. She goes, I'm only in Taiwan because the drugs. She goes, there's so much fucking cocaine over there. I got to come over here and dry out. I was like, She goes, it's like New York or Vegas, just with Japanese people.
And are they speaking English?
This is a white girl from America.
Yeah.
Telling me this. She's from Hawaii, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's telling me this. I'm thinking, wow, that's my next spot, right? Then, half hour later, my face is on the beer bottle. And I remembered everything she told me about Japan, right? It all clicks. I said, all right, fuck, we go to Japan. So we pack up that night, and I told my girlfriend, I said, listen, I have a bad feeling about leaving the country. I had overstayed my visa, but I had it fixed. My government people fixed it. I said, but the last time I entered Taiwan, it took too long to get in. I was 4 or 5 minutes at immigration. The bitch was clicking away.
Like really digging.
Yeah, she was digging. But my visa was good. I overstayed it. I went to my government buddy. He was a police academy kung fu instructor. He made a few phone calls, went to the police station. They fixed it. I went back to Hong Kong to the Taiwan embassy. They issued me a new visa. When I came in, it took too long. It just doesn't take that long. It's fucking boom, 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 bang. So I'm sitting there going, oh, Jesus. And I'm watching. I'm trying to play, cool. As cool as you can when you're on the run and you're going through immigration. I said, is there a problem? What's taking so long? And she goes, oh, no, you're good. Boom, stamp. And she took a red pen and she did something. And I saw that red pen. So I told my girl, I said, when I entered, that red pen, it stuck in my fucking head. I said, something's up. She goes, you're being paranoid. If they wanted you, they would have grabbed you when you came in. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. I said, all right, I'm leaving tomorrow. You stay behind. If I make it, then you come to Japan. If not, you go to Israel. Simple. All right, because she was Israeli. Switch her passport, then go back to the U.S. So she goes, okay. So we go to the Taiwan airport next day. I got my stuff. I hand my passport to the immigration officer. He grabs it, boom, and he fucking waves it up in the air. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm done. They come from both sides, grab me by the arm, take me away. I look over my shoulder, and there she is. She's way up, far away. And she's hiding. She's like, oh, my God. So now I'm arrested in Taiwan police custody. I got a fake passport, and they're flipping through it. They're going under the blue light. They're trying to peel up the fucking. You remember back then it was laminated?
Yeah.
Our pictures were underneath.
Yeah.
So they're trying to peel up the fucking picture, and how long do you sit there until you open your mouth? You don't just sit there like a fucking moron. You say, what the fuck are you doing? You're ruining my passport, right?
Because you have to play the card, yeah.
So what I did was, prior to that, I bought a ticket. My ticket said, it was from Taiwan. It said Taiwan, Japan, 10 days, back to the U.S. I paid more, but it looked like I was going back. So they're flipping through and they're screaming, why are you in Taiwan for so long? Why'd you overstay your visa? And I told them, listen, I came in, I met a Chinese girl, and the bitch robbed me of all my money, and I got stuck here, so I had to have my parent, I overstayed, and I had to get my parent. I made up some bullshit story off the fucking hip. And I had my visa fixed, and that's what fucked the cops up. They go, you can't have your visa. It's impossible. How did you fix your? I said, what do you mean? I had my visa was fixed.
Extended,
it's
right?
It's fixed. It's fixed. What do you mean? They go, but no, it can't be done. It can't be done. Now I'm not thinking that it was because my buddy with the police, he was a police academy instructor, that he was able to pull some strings. That didn't click yet, right?
Right.
So I'm telling him, listen, here's what we can do. My ticket says Japan, California. Why don't you just stick my ass back on a fucking plane and just take me to California and fuck off? Leave me alone, because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you fucks. So as we're going, screaming and hollering and shit, and they got the dog over there, and they're going through my bag, and they pull out a business card that I forgot was in there. The business card was to the guy that fixed my visa. All right? He is the chief instructor of the Taiwanese National Police of the style called Chinha, joint locking.
Yeah.
They get this card. I don't even know what they're looking at. And I know they see a card, and they start yelling, ding, 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 ding. They're yelling, talking back to each other.
And 1,000 things are probably going through your head, right?
Right. And I'm wondering, what the fuck are they ching-chonging about, right? Ching-ching. And they said, you know Shen Mao Wei? And I know the name. I go, yeah, why? And they show the card, and I said, it's got the police symbol and everything on there, right?
Yeah.
I said,
there's your good luck.
He goes, there's my good luck.
Yeah.
I guess he's my kung fu teacher. And they go, he's our kung fu teacher too.
Fuck. Well, now that's some luck there.
There's the luck.
Yeah.
He's our kung fu teacher too. And I'm like, really? They go, do you mind if we call him and ask your story? I said, of course, please call him. They get on the phone, they call, and we're fucking around doing kung fu with the police officers now, right?
Yeah.
And they come back and they bow, they apologize to give me my passport back, and they call the airplane because the airplane was going to leave without me, and they escorted me onto the airplane.
Yeah, this is like a Matt Cox, John Boziak.
They escorted me onto the
There's
fucking
two other
airplane.
guys that escaped shit that unbelievable. So now you do get to Japan.
Yeah, well, I get to Japan, but I'm thinking, wait a minute, they did photocopy my passport, and it's a 4-hour flight. All it takes is them to, let's just check the embassy. Let's do anything, right? And I'm fucking done. But I thought for sure I was done when I hit Japan. So I'm sitting in the chair, have a couple drinks. I know it's my last flight. I'm thinking it's my last flight. People are getting off, and I'm just waiting for them to get on to grab me. And no one's getting on the plane. That's empty. And the lady says, you got to go, sir. And I said, oh, no, this wasn't feeling so good. So I start to walk off, and I'm thinking, all right when I get off, they're going to ambush me. Nobody's there. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And you're shocked because the 4 hours, you're just,
my heart's
everything's going through
I'm
your
trying,
head, right?
I'm drinking to try to keep my...
Yeah.
So, they watch everything. When you go to customs, immigration, they watch your pulse.
Oh, yeah.
These fuckers watch everything you do. They watch your eyes, your pulse. They watch every move. So I'm just trying to calm down. And, every time I'm on the airplane going through immigration, you lose fucking 3 years of your life, 10 years, your heart's going.
Right.
So I get off the plane, there's nobody there. So look down the corridor, nobody there. Like, okay, all right, I'm walking. I turn the corner, and boom, there's 2 cops with a sign with my name on it. But it was the passport name, Antonio Zambrana.
And that's what was on your passport?
That was on my passport, Antonio Zambrana. And I was like, well, I'm the last guy on the plane. It's got to be me. It has to be. And they go, Antonio's on. I'm like, yeah. They go, come with me. Or us, right? So they get on both sides. They didn't grab me. And they were in a hurry, though. You could see they were in a hurry. So, and they said, they took me over to a desk. We bypassed everybody. And the lady goes, passport. A mean bitch, too, right? She wasn't nice. So here's my passport. And she's fucking hitting the computer fast. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And in the back, it's printing.
You're like, here we go.
And I see the papers going up. I'm going, oh, fuck, here it is. That's it. Wanted, Interpol, right? And she rips it off. And she hands it to me. And I read this shit. And it says, call me when you arrive safe at the hotel. I'm like, bitch, I'm going to kill you. My girlfriend saw me. She fucking called airlines and said,
another 10 years.
Yeah. So I said, oh, okay.
How sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Sorry
baby.
for the problems. Yeah.
There was a fucking sign with my name on it,
Fucking about scared the shit out of me. So now I'm looking, I got one more obstacle to cross. I still got to get through immigration, right? And you never know. So the cops are sitting there and I go, hey, I'm late. I got a meeting. There's a line. Can you get me to the front? They do a quick bow, take me to the front of the line, sit next to me, passport next to a cop. That's not bad. Dip, stamp, boom, go. I said, I will never go through another airport again unless it's in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Ever. And that's what happened. And that's where, that's where the book ends, is right about there. I go through, then I have one night in Japan, and that's where the book ends.
Well, did they come to Japan to get you?
Oh, yeah.
That's how and then you got extradited here.
Whether they came there, FBI's got an office in every fucking country.
Right.
Yeah, but they were there.
Now, how long did you make it in Japan before they came?
About 3 years.
Oh, so you had a good stay.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get you in Japan. Now, how long do they hold you in Japan before they extradite you to the U.S.?
I stayed, I'd say 9 months. 9 months.
In Japanese jail?
Yeah.
Horrible?
Some of it was, I don't say, not like California state prison, horrible. Horrible in the sense that you're sitting in a room about this big with 4 people on the floor all day.
Is it like worse than county?
Oh, 10 times worse.
Oh, so it's
well,
bad.
it depends on your, county, you can get killed, right?
Yeah.
Here you're sitting on the floor. You're not leaving. You're not leaving the room ever. You get one shower every 10 days.
In Japan?
Yep. And I'm holding until you go to prison, which I didn't. I went.
So for 9 months you were sitting on the floor?
Sitting on a fucking floor.
How was the food?
Rice and miso soup.
Every fucking day?
Every day.
3 times a day?
3 times a day. And every meal you said, I won't eat it again, and fucking you're going to eat it again. And it's a bowl. It's not like unlimited rice. It's it's one scoop.
Yeah.
And one bowl of miso soup. Just enough to keep you alive, because you ain't moving anyway. It's not like you're going outside exercising. You're sitting on your ass.
No TV.
Nothing. And they give you a roll-out mattress to sleep on at 8 o'clock at night, and they pick it up at 6 in the morning. And the rest of the day, you're sitting on your ass.
It's a long 9 months.
It is a long fucking time. And the shower was the best. The best shower.
Soap on, soap off?
They let you sit in that shower. It was a bathroom where you've got, it's like a Japanese bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the hot tub, and then there's the water spigots, and there's all 4 of us in there at the same time. And you rotate, and these cocksuckers didn't have shampoo. Thank God I got some. And had to give it to them because they started to stink.
And you're around them?
I had 2 Chinese and a bum in my room with me, right?
Nice.
And I wasn't sure what was going to happen as far as, I'm caught. And I don't know why. I know why I'm caught. But I don't know if I'm going to get charged in Japan first and then back to the States. Because I had 5,000 ecstasy sitting in a scooter somewhere.
Ugh.
Yeah, just sitting there. That night they caught me. I got 5,000 sitting in a scooter. And I'm in there going, fuck, I got a kilo at the house, but it's outside the house, buried under the, it's buried good. So no one would find it unless a dog sniffing maybe. But then the laws in Japan, if it's outside your house, it's not yours. Doesn't matter.
Really?
Nope, not yours. If you have it in your hands and you throw it and you get away from it, it's not yours.
It's got to be in your possession.
In your possession. Even if your fingerprints are on it.
That's nice.
That's nice, right?
That's
so
nice
this is why people, they get away for, you can't get arrested and get out and cooperate with the police. Can't do it. Can't wear a wire.
Really?
No. They say it's how their theory is, how can a criminal work against the criminal? You're both criminals.
And then the one gets off and the other one doesn't.
No, it just doesn't work. He
right.
Goes, and one of the Yakuza guys told me, he says, if you ever get caught, the more you say, even if you're trying to not get people in trouble and you're feeding them bullshit, the more you say, the longer you stay, because every word you say, they investigate. So if you say, well, I went to 7-Eleven on this day and it's a complete lie, they're going to go to 7-Eleven, they're going to get the fucking camera, and so
they're going to check out everything you say.
People have been sitting in there for years because they just fucking blabbed, as opposed to, I don't know nothing. So, but their law is, the only way for a cop to actually grab you, cops got to wear the wire.
Wow.
That's it. And that's hard to do, to get a cop introduced. And they're really careful on, because they don't want a cop to get killed, Like our cops, they don't wear wires.
Yeah.
It's rare. You get the fucking douchebag criminal to do it, let him get shot in case something goes dirty, right?
He's one who puts the thing up to his ear and then making the phone call.
Yeah, he's in the van listening to everything, right? Let the criminal take the risk. So
that's interesting that they don't do that over there.
Yeah. So that's what happens.
So then you get then after 9 months of total hell, you get extradited over here. Yeah. And then where do they put you at over here?
Guam.
Guam?
Guam's the first place. First U.S. soil was...
I bet that was a blast.
That was horrible. That was just... that was like a Mexican prison.
Fuck
it
that.
was fucking horrible.
How long there?
Maybe 10 days. It wasn't long, but it was a long fucking 10 days. It was hot, 110, no air, no mattress, cement slab, sweating my balls off. And then the food, like they were giving me whole fish. Looked like ballyhoo. You ever go trolling?
No.
Looks like a little baby sailfish.
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, just put them on the line. Like
looks like they got the little pointy nose, right? Fucking whole ballyhoo with the thing of rice. What am I gonna do? Bite his head off? I'm like, Jesus, these fucking people eat this shit?
They eat crazy shit.
Yeah, so I ate rice again. I said, I can't wait to eat some food here.
So you're ready to go to fucking federal prison.
I'm ready to get to where the marshal's coming.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even tell me when they're coming. So I had to go in front of a U.S. judge. That was because we occupy, or they're part of our land or whatever. So I went to a judge in Guam. That was my first appearance. It was an identity hearing. Are you this person?
Yeah.
That's all they really wanted to do. It's me. And he did, do you want to plead guilty? Not guilty, not guilty. All right. So did that. It's me. And had to wait for the marshal to come get me. They came and got me in the middle of the night. And this dick picked me up. Right, this guy he was big. He was fucking steroid, big kid, 25, muscle bound. He screams, "Get on, face the fucking wall." I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a long fucking day, isn't it, pal? Face the fucking wall. And I'm like, all right. I'm thinking, all right, face the fuck. Don't say a fucking word. I want to crack this cocksucker, right?
It's like, here we go.
Yeah, right. Here we go. I really want to crack this motherfucker, but I got a federal case, and
I think you got enough against you.
Enough against me now, right?
Particular point in time, yeah.
This is the strangest thing, though. After we're alone and we're on the airplane, it's me and him on the first. There was 2 rides. It was me from Guam to. Where the fuck did we go? Anyway, he was on the airplane with me for a short period of time, and he said, "Sorry about that thing in the elevator." I'm like, yeah, but he goes, "I just had to make it look good in front of my boss."
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Exactly. He goes, saying they're being pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then he starts picking my brain, and this guy was serious. I know people when they're bullshitting. Right?
Yeah.
He goes, I've been thinking about robbing the bank.
Was he serious?
He was fucking serious. He was serious. He goes, I've been thinking about robbing the bank over there. And he was like a marshal type of thing. Like I don't know if he was
U.S. Marshal.
I don't know if he was full U.S. Marshal or if he was
like part-time
or something, just to
intern,
escort. Yeah,
shit.
who knows?
Yeah.
But the feds were there, but he was sitting right next to me, and he goes, I've been thinking about robbing the bank. I go, really? He goes, the bank's here. It's the only bank on the island. He goes, you jack the bank, you get on a speedboat, you're at the other side of the island before anybody knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. How much can you get out of the bank? And he goes, oh, they can, whatever. There's no like limit over there. You rob the bank, you rob the bank. It's not like us where they give you 20,000 with blow up fucking ink pack on you, right?
Right.
He was serious. He goes, when you get out, come back to Guam and look me up. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. But no, I wouldn't. But he was dead fucking serious.
Yeah.
He was dead serious about robbing that fucking bank.
You never know.
You never know. You
know?
never know. He might have, or maybe he was
Because he's probably making dog shit.
Yeah.
You
No.
know,
What's he making?
I mean, that's the thing with this, and you know, whatever we've both been through.
Yeah.
You know, they pay these police officers shit.
Mm.
You know, and they're not all bad. There's some cool ass motherfuckers, and they get paid shit. And then, you know, eventually, I think, just as time goes on, they see a guy like you, or whoever with money that's doing whatever, and it's just natural being as a human being. You're like, what the fuck? This asshole's got a, you know, fucking Bentley and $7 million, and here I am dealing with thugs and drug dealers and assholes every day, and I don't know if I pull somebody over 3 times a day for a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Who knows if that guy's high on some crazy shit and gonna get blown away? And what am I getting a year? 35K, 40K to start as a regular. The hardest type of cop is the county cop.
Yeah.
That's the ones you got to deal with all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
the deputies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones pulling you over and, you know, the local ones that aren't getting paid jack shit.
And they get shot in the head while they're eating breakfast over at Denny's.
Yeah.
Walk up to boom.
And they're not getting paid. And at the moment they want to cut the funding for that. That's fucking crazy. That's insane.
I don't know how you cut police funding and then want society to be normal.
Now,
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right, now you want to cut police funding, then you want to up the taxes on the wealthy so that they don't hire and just buy a robot.
Right.
Because a robot has a 20-year warranty and you buy it one time for $25K and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to make the minimum wage $15 an hour. I mean, you're just setting up a balloon.
No, and it's fucked up. If you put minimum wage at $15 an hour, okay? Let's say a good, decent carpenter gets 15, right?
Yeah.
Bro, good one gets 20, 22. Carpenter gets $15 an hour to start. And you got someone flipping fucking burgers at $15 to start?
That's what I'm
now,
saying.
the carpenter just went from, hold on a second, flipping burgers. He's going to 30 easily. So it's going to fuck everybody.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yep.
It's just impossible. You won't be able to afford getting your carpet redone, or all the tradesmen.
It will all be like we always talk about. It will turn in. This will be the next evolution into artificial intelligence.
Oh, no.
If they do that.
No doubt. Did you see the robots the fucker was making in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Made 1,000 of them already.
Yep.
They talk and they do all this shit.
I mean, and they're starting to get consciousness from what you're doing on your phone because they're collecting all that data, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
That will probably be the next evolution of mankind, or I guess
No,
AI
it's a way to get rid of mankind.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
So if like the millennials, right? They grew up with Siri.
Yeah.
They think, oh, whatever is on the internet or Siri is true, right? That's their god.
Yeah.
These new kids, ones are born now, maybe in the next 5, 6, 7 years, they'll have these robots that'll be babysitting.
Yep.
And then by the next 20, 30 years, they perfect these robots. Who's going to want to get married?
Yeah.
Think about it. You got a robot?
And we'll have a conscience, feelings.
They'll have whatever,
everything.
do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
The robot can fucking forget about it. They can do things, they can put us out of business.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't need you. I go home and get my fucking robot to fuck the dog shit out of me for the next 10 hours straight.
Yep.
Right? Like
and
this.
that robot can
Like this.
And that robot can make your wife come in 4 seconds.
Right.
If it
And he
wants.
don't run out of batteries. Bitch, plug his ass in.
Yep.
You're out.
Yep.
So when you think about it, why would you, at that, when they're brainwashed like that at a young age,
Yeah.
and they think that's the norm, what do I got to get married for? It's a headache.
Well,
She's going to cook, clean, and then mankind doesn't procreate. There goes mankind.
There you go.
There you go. Boom.
And like Rob and we always talk about this. Like, that's what they know. Well, this generation now knows that if you win, everybody gets a trophy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like
it's the participation fucking
It's the
trophy.
participation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always, because,
Fucking
we're
participation.
like, get the fuck out
The
of here.
participation award.
So, I just, I'm boxing and I just beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
And you get a belt and I get a belt.
Right. You got your ass whooped belt.
Yeah, but you get the same belt as I did.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And that's
It's-
supposed to do anything? Just like you can't hit him with the belt. You
People
go
are
to
so
jail.
soft. They can't take...
If you don't have fear, you have nothing.
Right. And if you can't take a loss, then what are you?
Tell me you've read Machiavelli, right?
No.
What the fuck is it?
I've heard of it.
Machiavelli the Prince? What the fuck?
I don't
I
read.
give up on that.
I've never fucking finished a book in my life.
Yeah, you would finish that one. You'd like it. Yeah.
I don't like reading. I can't. The problem is I can read. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
I read the whole thing. I said, what the fuck did I just read?
I can't believe you don't know
Yeah, my brain, as I'm reading, I'm thinking 10 other things.
Yeah. You're a mind racer.
It's all over the fucking place.
Well, a lot of successful people are like that. Because you're always thinking, your sleep is your sleep fucked?
Fuck it. Forget about it. You got to knock tranquilizers. Get me out.
Me and you
Tylenol
both.
PMs. Fucking.
Tylenol PM. I could take a bottle of Tylenol PM.
Yeah,
it won't
really?
even affect me. Fuck no. My sleep's fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Ask him. Like,
No?
probably 4 hours a night.
Really?
3.5, 4. And then I run, sauna, work out, work all day,
Right.
do a shoot at night.
Uh-huh.
Just never.
You're like a miniature Trump.
Something like that.
4 hours a day.
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. But he doesn't work out.
But he's 70 fucking 2 and eats McDonald's and drinks. What were they saying? He drinks a fucking 12-pack of Coke a fucking day or Diet Coke.
Jeez.
Yeah, a 12-pack of Diet Coke a day. And a friend of mine,
Uh-huh.
you might know him. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
He goes to lunch with him when he comes in here.
Oh, yeah?
And he was telling, I told Rob many times, when they go to eat, he always gets this fucking massive fucking sundae at Mar-a-Lago with the fucking cherry on top.
Yeah.
Like, he eats like total shit.
Yeah.
Just has them genetics.
You never know. Those big money people got listen, there's all this shit, the stem cells, and they could be fucking. It doesn't matter what they eat, nothing's going to happen
But
to them.
I don't care what he's on. For him to do 6 rallies in a day at 72,
It's
God,
unbelievable.
you got to give it up to him.
It's unbelievable.
You can hate him all you want.
I wish I could work like he does. I really do.
At
Imagine
72, man.
4 hours of sleep.
Smart as a whip. And the best part was he didn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
And you know what? And I didn't want to get into the politics, but
Yeah.
with a guy like you, an Italian guy, and Rob as well, he should be Italian. But the way that they fucked him was just so fucking retarded.
It was when you can come after the president of the United States. That goes to show you what we are. You try to get and just make shit up. And he was found not guilty on this, not guilty. But the whole fucking country or whatever the fuck, every government agency they had put everything they had to get him, and he came out clean. So if they're gonna do that to a president, what type of fucking fair trial would we ever get?
3 years, and how much did we look up that they spent on that Russian investigation?
Fuck.
3 years, and a friend of ours got rocked by who was that investigator in that? The special agent that that investigated Trump?
Mueller?
Mueller. He is the biggest snake because he was a U.S. attorney, and he would go to any extent to indict that person.
Oh yeah, he don't give a fuck.
And my point of bringing that up is if there was a hair of something that he could turn into a piece of wood, he would have to get Trump.
Yeah.
Which tells me, because I seen it with my own eyes, what he did to a friend of mine.
He was squeaky clean.
He was squeaky clean because a friend of ours, they found a hair and he turned it into, and not one, 3 different guys I know got rocked in New York by him and found a fucking hair that wouldn't have even have been a case. I don't even think a judge would have even looked at it.
Right.
But he turned that hair into this fucking table.
Right.
And then, threw paint and
All
whatever
types
would
of
fucking
bullshit,
stick and enough stick that got him fucking 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
And the other one got 10 and the other one got 25. And the guy that got 25, his name's Lance. And he was in cahoots with Jamie Dimon, Chase Bank. And you know that whole murder that happened, and then I don't know if you know about that, but this whole shit went down. Mueller was the prosecutor in that case. Lance didn't do what Mueller said he did, but Jamie Dimon, Chase guy, went to the feds. Jamie Dimon might, I don't know, just up, through the grapevine. Jamie Dimon was in this case, you can look it up if you want to look it up, whoever's watching. But in this case, Jamie Dimon had gone to the feds and said, oh, well, it was Lance that did such and such. And then Lance got to 25 to life, and Dimon is out walking around. And Mueller was the prosecutor in that case and rocked him. And this guy, Lance, owned a bunch of the medical centers around here in Florida, who he sold them to the governor of Florida prior to DeSantis. Who was it? Rick Scott.
Uh-huh.
Rick Scott bought the hospitals from Lance, and that's how Rick Scott got a lot of his money through Lance. It's this whole fucking triangle. The point of it is that if my point in this long, pointless story was that if he found the speck on Trump,
Yeah.
he would have turned that into a fucking asteroid.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
That's
you know,
exactly right.
they wasted tons and tons of money on it. So you do all that, you get arrested, you're messing with the cartel and the mafia. Then you decide to write the book.
Oh, shit. That was after I got out.
I think it's the first tab.
Yeah, it was my wife's idea.
Yeah. So you got Mafia Made.
Mm-hmm.
This is your homepage. We'll have that in the description. And you're hoping to turn this into a film, or you're going to turn it into
There's a few
a film.
people looking at series. It's too much. Film would hit and go, but a series.
A series, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
On the book, we had to skip. I mean, if I was going to write a book, series, we'd be here for fucking. It'd be 12 volumes.
Now, how many books have you written?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Mm.
And are you pushing this out for people to do it? You're just letting it go.
It just goes. It just goes.
So the hope is that this turns into a series.
Oh, it will. There's enough people looking at it.
Yeah.
They're going, this is crazy.
Could be Netflix. Their series are huge on Netflix. This would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the number one genre right now is this
Yeah.
mob.
It is.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
So it lands in. It's a few people looking at it. I'm not. Look, if someone said, "Here's I give you $500,000 for the rights," I'd say, "Stick it up your ass."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's gonna have to be after what I went through.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. And they'll fuck you. if you
Yeah.
don't.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen
Yeah.
too many times. And so that's the book. And I actually found it on Barnes and Nobles.
Mhm.
That's how I knew it was a good book.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of books you see like this, they're not in Barnes and Nobles. If it's in Barnes and Nobles, it's good. I think I have it on
I didn't
there.
even
Which
know
one?
that.
Yeah, you didn't know it was
I
on
just
Barnes
I
and
know, I
Nobles?
plopped it up there and left it alone. Don't even pay attention to it.
No, you might want to. See which one's Barnes and Nobles. I just want to show it to you because it's like, fuck. Well, there you're in Hype Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
You
the
remember
first. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. It was a little,
That was
these
April
guys,
29th,
these guys were
2020.
black, so I was a little wondering, there's some not racial, but I went both ways back then.
Then go back to Amazon. It's on Amazon. You got the Kindle. You got the paperback. You got the hardcover. Do you have the audio?
Now,
You should read it.
an audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should do it, right?
You should do it. Your
Yeah,
voice.
Yeah, well, the thing I was thinking of something really good with the audio. I have to tell you off script on the side here because this would blow people's mind. Different, really different. But, I need a few people.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
I want to show it to you. It might have went. Go to like a new tab and just type in Mafia Made Barnes and Nobles. Because if they pick up that book, it's something.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, you think Barnes and Noble, anybody could put a book on Amazon,
Right.
right? If Barnes and Nobles picks up the book, Barnes and Nobles is, Rob, is there a bigger bookstore right there?
Really?
It is.
I didn't know that.
Look, you don't
I
fucking.
just thought once it goes up, it goes up.
No, Anthony, look, barnesandnobles.com.
Yeah.
You're on there. Paperback and hardcover.
I fucking figured that. Yeah, like I said, I just popped it and threw it in there, and boom. And the guy that edited it, because I can't write. I write. I write how I speak,
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, well, we got to fix your grammar and shit. I said, no shit. And he did all the editing, and he said he's never seen anything sell like that in his life.
Yeah. Go down to the overview, Rob. Rob's a good reader. I'm a retard. Can you read that? He's a good narrator.
Is he?
Yeah.
Anthony was just 5 years old when he witnessed his first gruesome mob beating and was then told to clean up the blood. Fast forward 13 years while living a life that involved racketeering, drug trafficking, kidnapping, and murder. And I'm going to butcher your last name. Caucci
That's good.
had already done one stint in prison by the age of 18. Soon after his release, he began to create his own empire, becoming one of the most sophisticated and powerful criminals in Miami. It was not long before the feds picked up his trail and vowed to bring him down using any means possible. Little did they know what they were up against, as Anthony continued to humiliate and manipulate them. He was just getting started.
You want me to get the pin to pop your head now or later?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, well,
That was a pretty good
yeah,
description.
it is pretty good. But when you hear,
I
remember
know.
I was telling you how
Yeah.
I got away?
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't fucking believe what happened. I think I counted 7 times from the time maybe more than that. I got away. It was just like, it's not possible. It's just not, the chances are 1 in a trillion
Yeah.
with how I got away. It just wasn't fucking possible.
I got to show you one. Matt Cox. He
I
was
heard
like
about
you.
him.
Yeah, he was in here 3 or 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
and they called him the Bonnie and Clyde, and he got away. Years and years. I mean, you got to watch. He was in here. It's on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you about it too. And John Boziak. He was making fake credit cards. He's a funny motherfucker and a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he got away with. He got away with unbelievable shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you. You know, in there, you know, something happens. The cop comes in, dead set
Right.
that it's him. Fucking girl. It's the fucking girl. And Matt, who is probably, you know, when we do like a second part, we'll do all the times you got away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you come back in, before you get too famous for me.
Right.
And Matt, girl brought him down. Of course, he would have probably still gotten away, but the girl he went on the run with, he was like doing real estate shit. He would go up to like homeless people, and say, "Hey, I'm from the Salvation Army. We're just on, you know, a little form here just to do an evaluation. We'll give you $25. Just fill this out." And on that form was your name, mother's maiden name, social security number, date of birth, last place you lived, everything they would ask to open up a credit card.
Right.
So he would open up accounts in their name, okay? And then he would build their credit because he was a real estate broker. Very, very good. He's a genius. He really is. But put it to the wrong thing, you know? And then he would get these loans, go buy a house, right, under Anthony.
Right.
Okay, so now I buy it under Anthony. I sell it to Rob. Before it closes, he sells it again. He gets the money from both of them. Both of you then go to move in the house. It was sold to both of you guys because the paperwork didn't go through quick enough. He got $250 from you, $250 from you, and he's out.
Wow.
Now he's got $500. Boom, same thing again, over and over and over and over. Call it into the police station, goes into the bank, gets put in a room, cuts his hair, plastic surgery, the whole fucking 9. Him and the girl break up. Girl gets pinched, rats on him. That was the end of it. And he was very cocky.
Yeah. Funny thing is, out of most of the people I've known, 2 girls were the most stand up, never ratted, could have, arrested, stood up, didn't say a fucking word. I've seen guys slap the handcuffs on them, have to slap them to shut up. 2 chicks. The girl, first one when I was 16, she went all the way, and I had a new girlfriend, and she wanted to get back with me, and I was like, oh man,
It's over.
and you know she's gonna, you know, it comes court time, she's gonna testify, revenge. She fucking told the cops.
Rare as can be.
I'm not talking.
Rare as can be. And then, so you got your book, and then your Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, I don't fuck around with that.
You don't
much.
fuck with that
Nah.
one?
Look at me.
That's what's like pretty good, right? That's what's pretty
I
big.
just sit there. I haven't posted one in,
A minute?
I don't know, months. Sitting in the car, sitting in the pool. Caught an iguana on that one. Goddamn iguana swam across the pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Down here, it's
That's
different.
funny.
It's
Yes,
different.
iguana was
I'm
like-
from up north, so it's
Swam right across the pool.
And these are funny. We were watching these, Dan and I were watching them, and I watched them, and they're funny because you're just sitting there, just don't give a fuck, just you know? And you know, I actually did watch the one on Sammy. How about him doing a fucking TV show? Is he crazy?
Is he doing a TV show?
Go to that one that we pulled up because I wanted to show it to you. I think it's that one. Yeah, he's on Family of the Mafias. It's his daughter, and they go visit him in Arizona.
Recently?
Yeah.
This is a new TV show?
Yeah. Yeah, it's on right now. It's on MTV. Right there. He's on MTV.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yep. He's on MTV.
They based this off of the mob, the other one, the earlier. What was it, Mob Wives?
Yeah, it's basically mob wives, but
And,
this is like
Yeah.
families of the mafia. And the one in the front is his daughter. And
That's the one he got indicted. He got his whole family pinched.
Yes, he did. And she goes and visits him in Arizona on camera. He fucking comes to her, I believe.
Is that him? That little skinny guy right there?
He don't look like that now. That's his daughter. That's his granddaughter right there, in the orange.
All right.
And if you go up, Rob, he looks like that right now. Left, Facebook. Yeah, up one, the blue one.
Yeah.
That's how he looks.
What's with the tattoos? Did he always have tattoos like that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he had plastic surgery. The government paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's him.
It kind of looks like Al Gore. It's weird.
Yeah, he had a.
Kind of does.
What's it called? When we went into witness protection, they paid for everything. Plastic surgery, the whole fucking shebang.
He looks like Al Gore.
And then he got out and got hit with the ecstasy charge.
How stupid was that?
Jesus Christ. And he's on there and he tells his story and what his story is basically that, he heard the wiretap that Gotti was going to kill him and he did everything for Gotti and Gotti was going to Gotti wanted him to take the whole hit and
that's horseshit.
Yep. And,
Gotti
blah, 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 blah.
Gotti might have wanted to clip him, but as far as Gotti telling him, you take the pinch for me, makes no fucking sense at all. I mean, think about it. Why would Gotti say that?
Well, if they have wiretaps with both of them talking,
right,
and Sammy says it was me,
right,
but
you ever heard of Gotti doing anything like that? He goes to trial. He doesn't even make a deal. Even if they said, "Listen, you're looking at life, plead out to 10." He says, "Fuck you, we go to trial." That's that was him. Always fuck you, trial, no deals, nothing ever.
But I'm saying what Sammy is saying is that he heard Gotti say he was going to kill him. And that's what put him over the edge where like, fuck it. Well, everything I've done for you, you're going to kill me. Well, then I'm going to take you.
Okay.
Is that true or not? And regardless, does that mean you're basically his underboss?
We can give him that. Why did he testify against the 32 other people?
There you go.
Vinny the Chin.
I was just going to say
why did he do that?
I was just going to say
what about all the other guys? So that's horse shit.
It's horse shit. And also, okay, he said that.
Right.
I mean, in that atmosphere, it's said all the time.
Right.
Especially behind your back.
That's part of what happened to the Omerta. You pinched your finger and all the bullshit, the rules and code you're supposed to go by. Shut the fuck up and deal with it.
And who knows if he was probably pissed about something or whatever the fuck.
People say that all the time. I'm going to kill this fucking cocksucker. Sammy did this, Sammy did that. We're going to need to whack, blah, blah, blah.
And on top of that, Sammy just wasn't a made guy or a connected guy. He was underboss at the time.
Yeah.
So now to be an underboss, no matter what, you're basically to take that oath that no matter what you hear, you don't say a fucking word. A fucking underboss, I mean, that's...
Especially when it comes from the feds.
You can't give a pass on that. I don't care what you heard, what was said. He's an underboss, man.
Right.
I mean, you can't do that. But,
now
he did it, he's in a... And what I'd like to know is, he gets pinched, does it some of the time, then he gets out, gets pinched on the ecstasy, and now... He's living in a fucking mansion in Arizona.
Yeah, but do they know where?
Do they know where? I mean, you get some of these. Okay, yesterday had this Andrew Busante. I might have butchered that. The CIA agent. He could find him in two fucking seconds.
Yeah, something like that could. Yeah, of course.
Or you hire a private investigator that's a retired CIA guy, retired Navy SEAL. They'll find his ass. Mm-hmm. It's not that. Look, it's 2021.
Yeah.
If somebody you can find anybody, but he seems to be living all right. He's going on podcast, flying to fucking New York for podcasts. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how he flies.
Don't know.
I can't see him coming out in public. I haven't seen him in public.
He was on Value Entertainment.
Yeah. So how does he, the question is, how does he move around? Does he,
that's a good question.
Nighttime and fucking sneaking around? Is he just walking around like, fuck you? Does he walk down the street in New York like it's nothing? Hey, fuck you.
He's talking as if he's doing that, but is he? Is the question.
He? Right. So there's a few guys that actually they've caught walking down the street and they've got him on video camera, and what are you going to do? But I don't see him walking around.
But if you don't have the nuts to take, was it a 15-year? I don't think he was looking at life.
I don't know.
I don't know what he was looking at. Right. But if you can't take a hit, I don't think you're going to go walk around. But maybe you just don't give a fuck.
And if you didn't really care, if you weren't scared, why the plastic surgery?
Yeah.
Why the witness protection?
Why in the middle of nowhere in Arizona? I mean, wherever it is, because And what's even crazier, they're filming his house, and like the daughter and him are talking on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody that may want to get moved up to get up to New York,
Mm-hmm.
they see that, and they're trying to earn. It's
Mhm.
tough to earn. I mean, that's a wide open.
Yeah, they're
But it's
probably
not like
probably a different house that he really, they probably staged the house for like a
Well,
different
that's
location.
a hell of a nice house that they staged for him.
Yeah.
So
I
you
can't.
know,
I mean, they would be stupid to film at his actual house. I mean, that would just be dumb.
You gotta watch it because if that's not his house, it sure fucking looks like his
Yeah.
house. I mean, drawers with clothes in and shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, they're good, these fuckers.
he worked for
Mm-hmm.
NBC and Fox. You think they staged his house?
They could easily do it. Yeah, very easy.
Yeah,
It
probably
could be
did.
fucking somewhere another state, and boom.
Yeah, they don't tell you.
But I wonder how he is traveling though, because Value Entertainment's in New York, and he's went to a couple of them. I think he went to I forget else who he went to.
I didn't realize that's what he looks like.
Is he? Was it Vlad? Is that Value Entertainer? Or is that
No,
different?
Value Entertainment is Matt Cox is on. Type in Value Entertainment on YouTube. I forget his name. He's not American. He's pretty big though. The guy Matt Cox I've been telling you about was on there. Of course, Franzese was on there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's probably who will come up first. Is it's Valuetainment. Type in Valuetainment Sammy the Bull, and he's in Sammy same thing. Yeah, see, he's right there. 1 year ago, 10 million views this fucking guy got.
That looks like the same guy in Vlad. Or they fucking look alike, these cocksuckers.
Yeah, now type in Vlad TV, VLAD TV. I don't think he was on Vlad TV. No, actually, you know what's funny about Vlad? Matt Cox, who I keep bringing up. See
how they look alike?
Yeah,
The
kinda. I mean, Sammy looks like he's got AIDS, but
no, I mean the Vlad guy.
oh,
the
you're talking about the
Valuetainment.
Vlad
Yeah.
guy versus I've only seen Vlad's face like one time because usually he does it remotely. John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so he's moving around. Francese's he's making a fucking killing. on this.
Draining people.
Draining them to death. Type in Michael Franzese. Wait till you see this one. He did a review on, like I was telling you, like the Goodfellas, Donnie
Mhm.
Brasco. Last time I looked, it fucking insane amount of views. Now,
Oh yeah, he did. This is the
Kill the Irishman.
look right there. There's 4.3 million views.
Oh.
5 hot in a box. I don't know. It's if you keep scrolling down, he's got some big fucking numbers on some of them on his own channel.
What's this one?
Yeah, I mean, there was one that he was just reviewing movies, and it was just ridiculous, But hey, it's what sells, and you got it.
Mm.
Do you remember John Carneglia? Charlie Carneglia was his brother. Crazy Charlie.
Whose brother? His?
No, John Carneglia.
I know that name.
Triggerman, Paul Castellano. He was
The ones that whacked out.
Paul.
Yeah.
Stakes, yeah. Well, there was John Carneglia and his brother Charlie. You would probably know Charlie. Well, they're both older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wondered. If you
One of
know.
the names.
Yeah. But Sammy tries to take credit.
No, they were. Him and John both drove by. They were just fucking lookers.
No, right? No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Carneglia was the one.
Yeah.
They're crazy motherfuckers. And then, so you're gonna push the YouTube channel? Is that what you're thinking about doing, or like what are your plans?
If I had the time, that's a freaking home run. If I had, maybe I'll just put it here and you guys can do it.
Do it.
If I could,
I don't give a fuck.
I would do it.
We
and
just have fun.
Whack it up.
Whack it up. Whack it up. Yeah. But yeah, I would, dude. Listen, I'd push that fucking YouTube channel. I'd set something up, get it going, push the book. Somebody will get it.
Yeah.
And make it into a series. You know?
Yeah.
So next time you come in, we'll go through all the times that you got away.
Yeah. Fuck. It's unreal. It's
Yeah.
really unreal.
So this is like the basis, how everything came about.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're bored, you come back in. We'll sit down there 2-3 hours, and
Yeah.
you get into all the times you got away, because those are always fun to listen to.
Yeah.
But you always got to get the base, and then you got to leave something for you to come back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you for your
All right,
time,
brother.
Anthony.
You got it.
It was a blast.
You too.